Minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
When on YouTube, you constantly hear requests to please like and subscribe. Well, here at Disrupt Media, we aren't going to play that game. Those demands are frankly outdated. So we just want you to hit like or subscribe. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Pick a path, hit like, or hit subscribe. It's your call. We don't care which, just pick one. Or go to Roll Tide Pods and do it. Or War Damn Pods. Or the Disrupt Media YouTube channel. Or The Meltdown. Just make a decision and stick with it. Like or subscribe, the choice is yours.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mom on Mother's Day Sunday. LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th. LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
All right, final segment here being brought to you by Odie's LT. It's Wednesday, Rockstar.
Yes, it is Wednesday, which means
trivia.
Odie's team trivia. Rockstar sounds good today, so maybe he'll be playing music tonight. That happens a lot on Wednesday. But hey, stop in. So this is at the original location at Crestline. We had an incredible crowd just last week. Come out, join us, get there a little early, enjoy some great food from Rodney Davis, including those award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich. Not only that location, but the newest location in Edgewood. Get in, see Will Haver, enjoy those ice-cold beer buckets, the world-famous cup cocktails. It's all going on at Odie's Tavern.
Paul Skeens is going to end up being the best pitcher in baseball, according to Landmine Believer. Would still take Strider over him long-term, but Skeens is a good man, he says there.
Strider... I mean, you hope he's back to normal, but this is 2 for him now. And you just never know. I mean, I would fear that's a ticking time bomb, wouldn't you guys, once you've had 2? And, I mean, even if you come back and you seem 100%, there's always going to be that fear in the back of your mind. I mean, it's Steven Strasburg, right?
Yep.
Strasburg stayed hurt. He just recently retired. Every time he would come back healthy, everybody would be like, the clock is ticking on him.
Yeah, and that really, really sucks because you think about like a Strasburg. I mean, he had an incredible career, won a championship, but how good would he have been with 0 injuries?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he had been one of the best in baseball, but it's just always going to be in the back of your mind now with Strider.
Speaking of being good, program that probably has always gotten a ton of respect, but I don't think this kind of respect. This team has 10 offensive starters. I'll give you the team in a second. 10 offensive starters now after this draft that are on NFL rosters right now. Either there are 10 offensive starters from their 2021 team are either on NFL rosters from last year or were just drafted by an NFL team. 10 of 11 starters, and the 11th one is the quarterback who's returning to this team this year. So the 2021 offense of this particular team, all 10 of them are on NFL teams as we sit here today, and the other one is the quarterback who's back for one more year at North Dakota State.
Are you serious?
How about that?
Wow. That is stunning. All their offensive line guys
have ended up on a roster or just got drafted.
Hey, who does Colorado open up with?
North Dakota State. But all their guys are in the NFL, apparently.
Cam Miller is back at quarterback. 2021 North Dakota State team, 10 of the 11 offensive starters currently sit on an NFL roster.
That's incredible.
Cam Miller's a 4-year starter.
You know how long I would have guessed before I got to North Dakota State?
We'd have been there all night.
It's insane, isn't it? LSU, some guesses there. But
the linemen are what shocks me the most. Like, we've seen them have a good receiver. He's playing at Green Bay. We've seen them have a good he was a good college quarterback. He's busted in the NFL.
All right, that's our show today. The Meltdown live today at 2 Central. It rolls on every day. And then Uncorked and the Pennant Grace and all the stuff at War Damn Pods and Roll Tide Pods are there for you, for your taking whenever you want them, and podcast it wherever you get us. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor,
Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We'll get to the usual conversation about the NBA playoffs coming up a little bit later on and everything that's going on in the portal. But two things off the top rope that we start off with today. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Rockstar. Lunsford is back with us, by the way. A little medical reset for Lunsford. He is back now. They have rebuilt him. He is stronger.
Is he the $1 million man?
He is the $6 billion man.
Was it the $6 million man, which would now be the $6 billion man?
Was the $6 million man, Lee Majors.
Lee Majors, yeah.
No.
I loved it. I had the action figure. Do you remember what the chick that was the $6 million woman?
Bionic Woman, I think she was called.
Oh, yeah. Was it Jamie Summers?
I don't know her name.
I think it was Jamie Summers.
She was hot as fire for 1970 something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey hot?
Did y'all ever hear the story about Lee Majors, how he was married to Farrah Fawcett? He was buddies with Ryan O'Neal. And he was leaving town for a shoot, and he decided, hey, Farrah, Ryan's going to take care of you for the weekend. Yeah. And he did. And that was the end of the marriage.
Never saw her again.
Well, Lunsford, man, welcome back. Can we hear your new voice? Do you have a new voice?
I don't think so.
You promised disgusting social media content.
Oh,
That's what he promised.
I mean,
he put it out last night.
Yeah, I put it on my Instagram last night.
I didn't see it. I'll have to go to your Instagram. I'll follow you on Instagram Live. I do, don't
probably
I?
not.
I mean, let's just take a vote. Do we want to show it or don't show it?
I don't want to see it.
I mean, it's disturbing
let me
to
go
me.
look at it on Instagram.
It's just the length.
It's not as gross as I thought it would be.
It has something to do with your nasal cavity, right?
Yeah. I had surgery on my nose, and I had these big splints in my nose that they had to then rip out.
Yeah.
It was.
So how
it was
did you
fun.
end up sleeping? Because I offered you some really good edibles, and you passed.
Yeah, Lance offered me a lot of good stuff.
Just before, are we going to show it or not show it for sure?
Well, let me go look at it. Let me go look at it. I gotta find lunch.
It's not as disgusting as it could be. It just is.
It's not as bad as it could
Is
be.
it worse than pimple poppers?
To me, it's just the length that is coming out of his nose.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch these cows get their hooves done all the time, so I don't. Is it crazier than that?
Okay, here we go. Forrester has it.
Okay.
No, he doesn't have it yet.
Oh,
But
Hey, by the way, I do follow you on Instagram. I'd like an apology.
okay. Sorry.
Our sadistic
You follow me on TikTok?
chat room over there. Everybody wants to see it.
Yeah.
Suddenly I'm a puss. I just don't want to see shit coming out of his nose.
Yeah, it's the length that's going to bother you.
Oh gosh. God.
Lunsford.
Wow, that hurts.
There's Tyler. There's Forrester. EG is getting ready with a big announcement coming up right before Trash today. She's here. Taylor Corn is handling everything social media. I think she put out another Uncorked last night or something with Uncorked on her platform. Maybe as Mother's Day gift ideas. A great piece of advice there. You get that on her platform, our platform. Kelsey and Reed up here as well. So we'll get to all that coming up. Hey, Eric Mac Lain is here from the ACC Network at 10:25. We'll talk about college football and the ACC a lot there. I was just killing a little time. We got it. Here we are. Okay, just turn away if you don't like long stuff coming out of people's cavities.
So, Lunsford, is this like a balloon or something that they pull out?
It's like a plastic splint that they pull out. It's got like a little hole.
That wasn't bad. When was
not
that
that
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes.
But just imagine that up your nose, and look how far she has to put that up in there, grab it, and then pull that thing out. That thing's tickling the other side, the back side of your eyeball.
Yeah.
So was that worse than the COVID test? A COVID test they got up in there. Man.
Yeah.
It's got to be relief once it comes out.
Yeah,
That
you got to
instant
feel much better now.
The thing is, it hurts more now because so after obviously it hurt after the surgery, but that was put in there to kind of hold everything in place after the surgery. So then, now that it's been taken out, you ever gone to the bathroom and it almost hurts afterward because you're so empty? It's the only way I know to explain it.
That's the weirdest feeling.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's the only way I know to
felt that,
explain
yeah.
it. So now that everything's out, it hurts more because it's almost there's so much relief and emptiness in there now that it almost kind of hurts.
I see what you're saying, but
No.
but you can't sneeze now.
I can sneeze. I've sneezed some stuff out that's been way grosser than that video, but
What would happen if somebody hit you square in the nose right now?
I feel like the only way I know to explain it, and I've never been in a car wreck like this, but I feel like if I got in a car crash and I slammed right there on the the steering wheel because my nose hurts, my eyes have hurt the whole time. They said I got a black eye Sunday from it because it's like I got punched in the face, basically.
Yeah, well, that's right. You got it from that. You pissed Laurel off one too many times. She went, all Greek on you.
Did you never have the helmet come down and break the bridge of the nose?
In football?
Yeah.
No, he's too good.
No.
Nobody
got
manhandled everybody.
I
Nobody got their
2000s,
hands.
we had technology then.
Nobody got their hands on him. I said, Tyler, there's Forrester and everyone else on the show here. A little breakfast stuff to start with. I want to start with off the top rope here. In sports in America, you try not to get into a fight with the National Football League, right? Because they have great lawyers. They have sued churches for having Super Bowl gatherings for their youth on Super Bowl Sunday. You try not to clap back at the National Football League.
Untouchable entity right now, the biggest in American sports, not even close.
When you get a cease and desist from NFL lawyers, you usually don't fight back. That is not the case today for the Houston Cougars and their athletic director. They sent, the NFL sent a cease and desist to Houston, telling them that they cannot wear those blue alternate uniforms again this year. They're too like the Houston Oilers. Back in the day, it was actually billed as a tribute to the Oilers by the Houston Cougars. And the NFL said, cease and desist. You do not wear those anymore, or we will take legal action against you. Houston's AD said, bring it on.
Good.
Not only are we going to wear them again this year, we have those uniforms, alternate uniforms, for every one of our sports teams. Men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, lacrosse, soccer. We're going to wear them all. They're nothing like your Houston Oiler uniform. You have no legal basis to stand on. Come get you some.
Hey, the
Houston
NFL
Cougars
was
today.
the one that pushed Houston out and pushed the Oilers out and took them to what they perceived was the bigger market, or the better market, I should say, and from Memphis to Nashville. And that was some of the greatest uniforms of all time. I wish Houston would just go on and say, you know what, we're going to implement this as our full-time uniform. These are our new colors.
Yeah, we weren't going to do it until you gave us a cease and desist, but now this is our school uniform. It's a great-looking uniform. I'll give them credit. And I love that uniform, and it is absolutely the Houston Oilers uniform.
Okay, let me ask you guys this, though.
They cannot deny that.
I think if you go back and look a little bit, the striping on the arm and just the fact there's no oil rig for me, unless they have that color blue patented, and I don't think they do.
They don't.
Some of them are, they have the Hulu blue and
Honolulu blue.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's not enough like the Oilers for me to be sitting. I know what it is.
That's Louisiana Tech.
But it's not enough on there for me to say, oh, no.
My
you can't win
question
this case, NFL.
would be to you guys, if it wasn't Houston, if this was Vegas, let's say it was UNLV, and they decided to roll out this uniform, I don't think the NFL would say anything.
No, I don't think they would.
Based on the fact that it's Houston,
No
because
doubt.
Louisiana Tech has got almost that identical uniform.
No, but I mean, that is absolutely a ripoff of the Oilers uniform.
Not if you go look at the striping on the shoulder.
And I don't think the striping on the helmet.
It's a straight ripoff. A straight ripoff of the Oilers uniform. I mean, that's why they did it.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
they
that
did it
is
to
why
pay
they did it.
tribute to
I
some of it,
know,
but it's
I
not
know.
identical to it.
Yeah, and by the way, the NFL took their team.
The Oilers do not have Houston on the front.
They don't.
Didn't have Houston. Didn't have that Big 12 patch on the front. I mean, there's a lot of things that I would stand in court and I'd say, sorry, dude, it is not identical.
I really wish.
I honestly think the Houston Oilers were the ones I watched when Earl Campbell had the tearaway jerseys, the Love You Blue ones. I think they were a little lighter than that color.
Do you remember who their quarterback was back then?
Dan Pastorini?
He had more. I think he still leads the NFL at the quarterback position for all-time fumbles, I think.
All-time fumbles.
Yeah.
Small hands.
I don't know if it was small hands. I don't think they measured them back then.
White Shoes Johnson on that team.
But I hope that Willie Fritz comes out with an attitude this year and gets all his players to go Jim McMahon and wear Goodell headbands.
Yeah. We'll see if the NFL uses their power. They win everywhere, so we'll see if they take their undefeated record to court over this.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, what are you getting out of it, though?
So chintzy.
Yeah, I mean, what are you getting out of it if the NFL, okay, Houston doesn't wear the uniform anymore. What has that done for you? Like, I mean, I would assume what the NFL is trying to protect here is the sale of the throwback Oiler jerseys, right? And Oiler gear. And if Houston is doing this, then that may become more popular in Houston. See what I'm saying? I think that's probably what they're protecting.
If I'm an old school Oilers fan, or if I want that jersey, I'm not going to get a Houston jersey, Houston Cougars, their alternate jersey. I'm going to go get the original Mitchell and Ness or whatever the throwback jersey is.
You're right. You're right about that. But the 25-year-old fan that doesn't even remember the Houston Oilers is probably going to buy that one. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't think it really puts a dent in what they do.
I don't know. I don't know how much they sell in Houston. Like, I mean, Because the weird thing is when it's the throwback uniform, the Titans wear that uniform, not the Texans. The Titans wear that uniform,
yes.
right? So
The Texans don't really have a throwback.
yeah, I mean their current uniform is their throwback, right? So the Titans are the ones that wear that as their throwback. It's not even worn in Houston for Houston games, so it would only be like Lance was talking about, old school Oilers fans that are probably interested in that gear.
Well, I've got the top 50 jersey sales.
Oh, you're probably not going to find that one. That's a great jersey, though. And I don't know if we just...
Isaiah Pacheco's in the top 25.
Is he really?
It's ridiculous.
They were pretty good this year.
Yeah.
More on that franchise coming up in my next big thing in this opening
Mac
segment.
Jones was 36.
Are you really?
We had to get them. They were going out of
Trade all those
discounted. Going out of
Bryce Young,
business, so.
49.
I just wonder, though, do I like those... You need to do something else?
No.
Okay, I just wonder, do I like those uniforms because they're the uniform of my childhood, or were they just that good? Like, almost every single throwback I like more than the original, or more than the current. For instance, like the Seahawks. Seahawks uniform so much better when I was a kid than it is now.
I disagree.
See?
We have different tastes.
Oh, see, I liked Seahawks back in the day, too.
Oh, yeah, that silver helmet with that
Kenny
bird on it.
Easley, Kurt
yeah.
Warner.
They were
Such a
they were
good
too
uniform.
plain. They didn't have a stripe down the middle, if I remember correctly.
Oh, dear God.
And you already have a Lions and a Cowboy, that kind of helmet.
But it had a
Yeah, but it had a
bird.
Seahawk.
Yeah, well, it's still
Nobody
on
even
there
knew what a
today.
Seahawk was.
It's still on there today.
Yeah, but it's
with
not
a
as
better
good.
color scheme.
I
I
disagree.
disagree,
Better color
too.
scheme.
Hey, so this is pretty amazing. So the best uniform in football is the Rams uniform, the certain one.
Yeah.
Of the top 50 jerseys, there's not one Ram.
Yeah.
no.
No, that's pretty crazy with the market size and everything, because like George Pickens is 45th.
Yeah, but I would say that in your world, you just said the best looking uniform is the Rams. You do have a tendency to think that the Rams are the sun and everything else is orbiting around them.
The NFL side.
I do know.
Meanwhile, the top 50 jerseys, there's not one Ram, you're telling me. Not even Aaron Donald?
Not even Aaron Donald.
Well, he's retired. He's an
Yeah,
old
but
man.
this is as of last year,
Yeah.
based on the sales from last year. I mean, like Devontae Smith is 34th.
Yeah. Well, I don't-
DJ Moore, 43rd. I mean, I'm just shocked that because the market is so big, obviously second biggest market in the NFL, you would think, because it's good gear and that.
Well, how big are the Rams in LA, though? I mean, Lakers definitely bigger. Dodgers definitely bigger.
They're
Are the
three.
Rams third?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, there has been it's always been the second biggest market in my lifetime, LA. But there's been times it has not even had an NFL franchise
Because it hasn't supported them, yeah.
the lack of NFL interest or the diverse NFL interest in that town.
I got to be honest, I don't know if Darren Waller's on there. I was going to say, I don't think there's a Giant on here.
A giant?
Yeah.
Wow.
The other big market, number one.
But they suck.
Just
So.
tying it for everyone on the show.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I
Our
was
friends
just-
at Redmont Vodka bringing you this part of the show. One more big NFL note here in this opening segment. Tell us about Redmont.
Yeah, it's gluten-free. It's 8 times distilled. Fantastic product. The weekend is rolling up on you. Pick up a bottle this weekend. Make you one of those summer drinks. Redmont vodka and lime juice. Redmont vodka and lemonade. What would you go with?
I am a Redmont vodka and soda with 2 limes squeezed in there. Sometimes I just take a half a lime, squeeze that natural lime juice in it. Can't beat it. Sometimes it's just vodka and lime juice. I leave off the soda part.
Share your Redmont and whatever recipes with us on social media. Would love to see them. We'll pass them along to Charles Barkley, one of the great faces behind it, locally owned and operated. Ask for it by name if they don't have it. Tell them to get it. Available in 22 states. It is Redmont vodka.
Morgan Wallen enjoys a Redmont and Redmont.
Just the old double?
I heard after the chair incident, how long do you guys think he was in custody?
Oh, 3 hours. I mean, I'm talking
From what I hear-
I'm talking from the moment they show up to get him till he's walking out, no cuffs on, 3 hours.
It might be right. From when he was processed, he was out in 30 minutes.
Oh, I don't doubt that one bit. Lawyer was waiting on him at the jail, I'm sure.
He scares me, though.
Meanwhile, I would have been in there, 8 to 10 hours?
Oh, at least. I mean, they would have made you sober up.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever they deemed you completely sober, they would have, let you be able to bond out.
Yeah. So in my case, if I ever get that drunk, they also would have to let me finish throwing up too before they let me out.
Was there a mugshot? He did the mugshot, right?
I don't know if he did a mugshot.
I mean, they've got one on file.
Okay,
I think,
then
right?
he
And the
did.
fingerprints. I mean, I think Morgan's been there before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
This is- Johnny Cash did too.
Oh, I'm not.
It's
listen.
not going to slow down
so
his career.
No.
He's 30, right? I mean, I was doing dumb shit at 30, and I can't even imagine having that kind of money and being able to run like he does. But, man, I said this a couple of days ago. He scares me whether or not he will be with us in a couple of years.
I've got dumb shit on my to-do list this weekend.
Yeah, I do too.
Forget my 30s.
I mean, we're going to be out of town.
Yeah.
It's different when you're out of town.
Like Friday
Morgan, his home base is Nashville. You can't be doing that kind of stuff in Nashville.
Friday afternoon on the beach, I'm going crazy.
Expand on that, could you?
I'm just going crazy.
Friday afternoon
on the beach. I'm going crazy.
Will you get a picture of your legs in the sand?
Yeah, please.
Legs by the pool yesterday.
I don't know if we can do this in time, but Reed presented an idea yesterday. Did he talk to you guys about it?
He did not.
Yeah. When's Morgan Wallen getting his splints out of his nose, Lunsford?
Is that his mugshot? Boy, he was chipper. Hey, guys!
Can you believe women think if that guy was, if he was...
Oh, if he worked at QT.
Yeah, or if he was at Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, no, he couldn't find
that
a date.
guy, yeah.
Meanwhile,
he'd die alone.
Meanwhile, he rolls through Oxford.
Anything he wants.
Yeah. And it's like a comet trail behind him of women.
No, it really is. It's crazy.
He could clean out the grove.
Look at all the beautiful girls.
Yeah.
Guys aren't like that, though, right?
What,
I mean, guys we're dirty creatures. I'm just talking about guys will pretty much sleep with anything, but I don't think guys look at like, help me out here. You said Amy Schumer yesterday, Melissa McCarthy. We were talking about her last night at trivia. A guy's not going to be like, it's one of the funniest women on the planet. I think I'm going to sleep with her.
No, it's money.
No.
Money.
And alcohol.
Yeah. Now, what was the idea?
I don't know. So in break, we'll talk to Reed. But anyway, since Dunaway is ready to get crazy on a Friday, I'm ready to implement a specialty show on Friday to do this new idea if you guys are up to it.
I got a tea time.
And I want to get crazy, and I can't get crazy on the air.
I've had a tea time for a
Why?
week.
Because.
Be yourself, man. Let your hair down.
I am myself, but I got to save a little for just the inner circle
unknown
up here.
Dunaway?
The inner circle up here.
Jimmy Mystery?
No, but you guys get to see all of me, which will be my documentary coming up at the end of my career, all of me. But you get to see all of me.
It's going to start with John Legend, isn't it? All of me.
I don't want to. That will limit me getting as fun as I want to be on the beach.
Okay. Well, I'm all about transparency.
Yeah, I'll be the camera guy then.
Okay, so are you playing by yourself?
I am, yes. Dunaway decided not to play.
Good job, Dunaway.
Why is that a good job?
Because we're going to have more fun on the beach.
Yeah, I'm just
going crazy.
If you don't do it the way Lance wants it done, it's not going to be fun. No, you were like yesterday. You're like,
no, I just don't understand. I mean, can this be a poll question? Like, if you're going to the beach and you only got one day on the beach and that's all you've got, why would you choose golf where you can play it all the time or your one beach day?
It's a good course. It's a different course.
He gets his son at the soccer games.
Yeah. I hate the beach.
That's true.
I hate the beach.
Is it a texture thing?
I just don't like the beach. I mean, it's the beach, the water.
It's the most peaceful thing in the world.
Oh, I disagree. Being on the golf course is the most peaceful thing in the world for me.
You probably hate the sand trap.
Until you throw a club. I've never thrown anything into the ocean.
I don't really care, Lance. You go to the ocean, I'm going to go to the golf course. It's not a contest to see who's having the most fun.
All I said was Dunaway made a good choice, in my opinion.
But here's my thinking. I spent, in her eyes, probably way too much time in Little T during basketball season. I play poker occasionally with Lunsford. I spend some time, with EG in Brown with golf course, eating Mexican food. I haven't spent time with LT in a while, so I made a choice to try to rekindle our friendship here.
I don't like
get that fire going.
Well, I mean, we've already got chairs for two. Secluded beach.
So you're going to need 3.
You already got chairs for 2.
I'm kidding.
I just don't like
I don't need a chair. I'm going to be buck wild.
Sand back up with you, and it's all over the condo.
Our man Nick Johnston was up here a couple of days ago, and we got some exciting news coming up. A little thing we're going to be doing. But Nick was up here, and he was talking about, man, I can't do the beach. He was like, I'm all about the pool. So it is interesting that some people are like that. I would think Rocky hates the beach, too.
Absolutely. I love seeing the beach. I don't like being on the beach.
See, like when I go to Florida or the coast, I stay at the pool by the beach. That is perfect for me.
And that is the worst place for me.
Oh, it's
There's
awesome.
a pool by the beach. I could go to the pool. I was at the pool here yesterday.
Yeah, but it's not by the beach.
That view looks the same everywhere.
We have a deck that overlooks the ocean, and I sit there and read, and it's awesome. You can look at it.
No, I love the deck's good. Get the high view, but I love sitting on that beach.
I do too.
And there's something about the waves crashing, just looking out at the horizon.
Everybody's happy on the beach.
Not always, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Majority of people are pissed off on the golf course.
I mean, I think I'm
losing money, throwing clubs.
I think dads who have kids between the ages of 2 and 4.
Oh, that sucks.
When they have to make the walk from the room and/or car
and carrying all that
to
shit
the beach, and they're all this shit and crap, and they're carrying it down to the beach, and they realize that, man, when I started dating this woman before she became my wife and the mom of my kids, basically it was just me, her, a cooler, and maybe a blanket. And now I'm carrying noodles and floaties,
That's right. Yep.
Snackables, umbrellas. That becomes an eye-opening experience, ages 2 to 4, going to the beach.
So have you guys ever stayed at that place in Orange Beach? I think it's called Calypso.
I have not.
But it's the one that's got all the pools. I remember I was doing a show with you guys. I was
Carib?
out of town. Oh, it's Carib. That's what it is. Yeah, very good.
Oh,
right
there at the bridge?
Right next to Cobalt, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember doing
a there, but I know what it is.
show with you guys when Sam Bradford signed his lucrative deal with the then St. Louis Rams way back in the day. And I remember doing the show with you guys from the balcony. Anyway, that's where Leighton learned to swim, because it's really a bunch of pools, lazy river. You can go to the beach. And I'm not exaggerating. I would think the boardwalk is about 400 or 500 yards.
Oh, yeah, that's where Maggie, when we had the house, she had the house on Ono Island. That was the beach we had to go to get to the Gulf.
Yes.
And it is the longest boardwalk walk ever.
And I told Bethany, I was like, I want to go to the beach, but I don't want to walk with all this stuff and get there. And that was when Jack was like 2, and he doesn't want to stay. She's like, no, it'll be good. So we lug all that shit down. And literally, right when we got planned and posted up, he started he hated the texture.
Yep.
So we had to pack it up, go back.
Nah, see, that's where you kid me all the time, not being the man of my house sometimes. That's when I said, hey, I'm just going to hang out here. You and little Harper and Carter, I'll bring all this stuff later on.
And if you believe that,
you can roll back. You can roll back out. You can get on back to that.
No, Maggie would say, right, I'm going to stay, and your ass is taking everybody
if you
back.
believe that,
Maybe.
I got some crypto I can say.
What time do you have to be home this weekend?
I got to be home by noon on Saturday. So I can only get so wild on Friday. I got to leave time to throw up before I drive home on Saturday. One more big thing here, brought to you by Johnson RV. Brown will tell us about Johnson RV at the end of this, but my other thing I'm tired of is we're doing the stadium ideas we're doing wrong. We're doing wrong in the National Football League. First off, we're not letting them get too old. In baseball, we embrace Wrigley Field and Fenway Park, Dodger Stadium. Now, before you show me the one you gave me, Forrester, there's another franchise, the Cleveland Browns. Their stadium was built in 1999.
Yep.
It had a major renovation in 2014 and 2015.
That's because Baker moved in, right?
That's right. The Mayfields kept it up. They are asking for $2 billion of local Cleveland taxpayer money to build a new domed stadium in Cleveland. And if you say no to that, then we need $1 billion to renovate our stadium again to, as they threaten, to keep the franchise as it is in Cleveland.
Yeah.
If I'm a taxpayer in Cleveland, I don't like football, I'd tell them to go to hell. Now, if I'm a big Browns fan, season ticket holder, I'd like a new stadium. Yeah. I don't think you necessarily need one.
But your stadium, that's right, was renovated. It was built in 1999. Then it was renovated in 2014, 2015. So after the major renovations, it was called. But it's only a decade old.
The Georgia Dome, we all agreed. I like the Georgia Dome. It was built in 1994.
Yeah.
And they plowed that thing down, it seems like a decade ago.
Yeah, but they built a much better stadium.
Oh, they did.
There's no doubt about that.
I feel like Cleveland will build a much better stadium.
Okay, but SoFi was a dome, right? Minnesota plays in a dome now. Every Nashville's going to have a dome.
That's right.
SoFi's got a covering. It's never really a dome.
Yeah, but it's a covering.
Yeah, but you don't have to. The open end, cold weather is never coming in there. So
rain did for Georgia TCU.
It did for fans, not the players.
Chicago's proposed stadium is a dome.
Yep.
Cleveland wants a dome stadium. Buffalo's new stadium is going to have at least a roof, right?
Yep.
There's only one sacred venue. You brought up the ones in baseball, and it's Lambeau in football.
They'll never have a dome there. That'll be the one that will never have a dome. I could foresee a future where everybody's playing in a dome in the cold weather cities except for Green Bay.
Well, that's what I'm getting to. We may be domed everywhere because the world champions have a plan now.
Yep.
For their new
That's
stadium.
That's an old stadium. Arrowhead's old.
Oh, it is. Designed for a new domed Kansas City Chiefs stadium district have been shown to lawmakers in Kansas, 20 miles away from Arrowhead Stadium. It's a good look. It's that transparent roof that makes it feel like you're outside, but really you're on the inside. I mean, we just played one of the more controversial playoff games ever where people got frostbite, and now they're going to build that thing about 20 miles away, and if that passes with lawmakers there.
This is knee-jerk. This is new overtime rules, college football, after 7 overtimes with Texas A&M and LSU.
Well,
Guy loses a finger, you build a dome. If I'm a cold weather fan, and I'm looking at Minnesota right now, they should have kept outdoors. Green Bay, you need that home field advantage.
Yeah, everyone's saying Buffalo is not a dome stadium. I thought they had a retractable roof stadium.
I think there was talk about it, and they've gone back and forth.
I still think they're at Old Ridge Stadium, aren't they?
No, they currently are, but they're building a new one.
They're proposed a new one.
Bills fans wouldn't allow for that.
At least it's going to be, very small opening where the fans are completely covered, if I remember correctly, with the Bills. I thought it was a retractable roof, but I am incorrect about that. Anyway, dome stadiums everywhere maybe at some point. No more snow games.
So let me ask you guys, and we'll use Chicago as an example. If you're a Bears fan, do you want a dome?
Yeah, I think in the heart of their hearts, they're like, God, I hate sitting out there freezing all the time. I have to deal with snow 6 days a week. Why not want to go Sunday to the one thing I enjoy doing, not my job, and sit out there and freeze in the snow? Now, I'm going to act like I embrace it because I live in Chicago and I'm supposed to act that way, but in my heart of hearts, if we got a dome, I'd be happy. Yeah. I think every fan feels that way.
Yeah,
I think the Kansas City fans feel that way.
I hate the cold. I hate it, but there's something about having that home field advantage.
There is a home field
advantage. And if we never have elements in football anymore, that sucks. Like, I love sitting on the couch watching snow games.
Your key words, what I was about to bring up. Yeah. I love sitting on the couch and watching the extreme weather games.
And what was MetLife when they went to New York? I forgot how many years ago, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I was, fingers crossed, I wanted a snow Super Bowl.
The pictures would have been iconic.
Really would have been.
Yeah. They ended up getting a really warm day in New York.
I know, it's crazy.
Cold weather Super Bowl. All right, that's a couple of off-the-top rope things to start with today. We'll get to portal news, everything else going on in college football, basketball, and some baseball news as well. JohnsonRVCenter.com. Brownie gets us rolling into the summer.
I-65 exit 304 in Coleman. 334 in Decatur is where you find them. They have repriced both of those lots, and they are so confident that their pricing is the best you'll find anywhere. They will beat any price nationwide. You bring them a price on a comparable RV, they will beat it. That is a nationwide guarantee. Also, RV warranty forever. Gives you a lifetime warranty on everything you buy new and qualifying used from their lots. You can see more. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman. 334 in Decatur, always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
And we always try to remind you about the great fun we have with the golf cart around here every year. We get complimented about it all the time, and you've got a chance right now to jump in and get the next round golf cart. Your chance to play 4 area golf courses for just $99. Get 18 holes of golf and a cart at Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, the Meadows, and the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. It's all presented by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. A value of $247 for just $99. You can upgrade to the deluxe golf cart for $119. That'll throw in the 4 courses in the cart plus exclusive next round golf t-shirt, koozies, golf tees, and stickers. There are no restrictions. The card's good through October 2024. Supplies are limited, so get your golf cart right now. All you have to do is go to nextround.store.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. We got now.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Back with you here on The Next Round. Bracket challenge loser, me, coming up soon. 5 3-pointers in 5 different D1 arenas in 24 hours. We'll try to get that accomplished before next year's Final Four.
You could knock this out in 30 minutes swimming around with that ham on your leg.
Brown finished second.
I did, Jim.
He's got to deliver a package. More on that next week with a special we'll have going on nextround.store.
Oh.
He'll deliver it to you. Lance won it, but the overall winner for our bracket was who?
Chad Fountain from Tuscaloosa. Chad's never seen the show before, but his friends told him about the bracket challenge. I'm kidding. He's a big listener, viewer. He's from Tuscaloosa. He's actually in studio with us right now.
So he's getting all of his prizes, but we're going to jump in and take a picture. Rockstar is going to narrate it. Taylor's going to take the picture. This is for the winner. Come on, Chad, let's do it.
All right, they're taking their headphones off, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. They're walking around right now. Hopefully, if you're viewing this, you can see that they're on camera. You cannot see Taylor. Taylor is behind the camera with her own camera taking a photograph. Now, they're all doing that thing where you smile, and she's telling them to line up, and they're doing a smile. It's uncomfortable. It's very awkward. Now they're doing a handshake. Dunaway, Lance just did a handshake to Chad, who won the bracket challenge. I appreciate you guys coming on today. It's been a fantastic day.
We did that because
and Dunaway's going to interrupt me because he doesn't have his headphones in.
Right.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. Good job, Rockstar. Thank you.
He had to get back to work.
Problem.
What'd you say?
Y'all going to have to listen to the replay.
Can't wait.
I've got a bad habit going right now. It's horrible. Brittany Decker was laughing. NBC 13's Brittany Decker was laughing at me at Barber's last Friday when we were there because she wanted a picture, and we took a picture. And her and I have the same leg tilt going on every picture now. It's been
doing the sorority girl leg pop.
Yeah, it's been going since about, I want to say last.
That's my move.
Since last year's kickoff party. Every picture, I think it's because I'm shorter than everybody. I'm somehow pressing up on my right toe and I bent my leg. It's a weird looking
Look what
picture.
got sent to me by my buddy Heath yesterday. He said that I caught you cheating on your picture because I'm on my toes, and I'm like, I don't remember that. Maybe I was excited.
Why would you cheat? You're 6'3".
I know, that's what I'm saying, but look at this picture.
You do kind of look like you're on your toes.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would be.
Look at this, Dunaway. This is a picture we took from Michelson, and he I am on my toes. I don't know
why you'd be on your toes. Yeah.
Are you really like 5'11"?
Lance just walks around and lifts.
See the leg bend there?
Yeah,
Look.
You've gone sorority girl knee pop.
Let me see it. Let me see the knee pop.
Yep, sorority girl knee pop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
every one. But
every one of them.
It's every picture.
Yep.
All the way back to Stephen Pearl in Nashville, back to the kickoff party.
If Maggie will pull out her purse reach in, pull your balls out, and insert them back, you probably won't do the leg
When's
pop.
your formal? Who are you going to formal with?
Hey,
It's Ball of Roses.
Waiting for somebody.
We're going to introduce him to society.
I'm just waiting for somebody in U-Haul to come invite me, man. Our buddy Greg from Pell City. Greg from Pell City will get on your roof right now and make sure that everything is popping right up there, that everything, all the shingles are in place, there's no water entry points. Those big spring rains are coming. Then the heat of summer that can damage that protective roof. You need it inspected pretty frequently. When's the last time you had your roof inspected? Make it right now with Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Locally owned for over 20 years. He and his wife run the company. Their sons and boyfriends and son-in-laws are part of the crews. You can't get more local than Storm Restoration Roofing. Storm damage, they fix it. Replace your old roof, they fix it. Free no-cost roof inspection, they've got it. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. All right, things moving in the portal as both of them have now closed. Other names will trickle out. Right before the deadline in basketball, though, a big blow to Buckyball last night. Achor went into the portal. Doesn't mean he can't come back to Sanford. 6'9" forward, 16-6 kind of guy. He jumps in there, was a big part of what Sanford did this year.
And you don't know the entire story here, okay? So let me say that up front. And
like
hopefully
you do and I don't.
No,
No,
I don't know the entire story. You guys may.
Yeah.
And perhaps he'll come back to Sanford. But
I heard the number that Sanford was giving him, and I'll go on and throw it out there.
Okay.
I heard they got $100,000 for HOH.
Well, I tell you what,
which
at Sanford, that's crazy.
It's a lot of money.
I know.
And you just hope if Sanford was able to come up with that for him, and they agreed in principle. Now that somebody's offering a little bit more, look, I understand you got to shop yourselves, but if you agree to that. Sanford doing that, if you're HOR, again, I don't know all the details because that was like a month ago when I heard that.
Yeah, so you saying that allowed me to organize my thoughts better, so I'm glad you spoke up because I didn't want to say something that sounds like I'm taking a shot at HOR because I don't intend to. Here's the way I would say it. My hope would be that all along he and Bucky have had open communication about what his plans are and that this was a possibility because if I'm a coach and one of my key players, maybe my key player, hits the portal on the last day of the portal, you know what I can't do? I can't go find his replacement now.
Yeah, there are a few people who haven't committed. There's some, but hard to find the HOR replacement.
But if my guy hits the portal day 1 or day 2 of the portal being open, and by the way, in case you've forgotten when this portal opened, it was the Monday of NCAA, the day before the play-in game started, the Monday of NCAA tournament week. So it's been open that long, 45 full days. You've had a long time to do this. And if any player does it on day 1 or day 2, now that coach has got a reasonable shot at going and getting a replacement for him. You do it on day 45, now I'm locked.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not the case. I hope he and Bucky have talked back and forth about this.
Day 45 hints to me a little bit more of the quote-unquote tampering.
Yeah. And that, I mean, imagine you're a program like Sanford. You can only do so much. And this is the problem with the portal and NIL and collectives. Other teams, once you bring a guy in, you develop him, you see him on the stage like against Kansas, and HOR is really good. And if a team waits to the last minute, the 11th hour, and they pitch more money, that sucks. Because I agree with you on the timing.
Yeah,
if you're going to leave, but just don't do it on the last day.
Don't lock me in to where now I can only... everybody else is. I'm shopping in the groceries that have been picked over now.
Yeah, Bediako did it to Alabama last year with the NBA.
Yeah, but Alabama can survive.
But
it didn't feel like they were going to survive all year long. How many times did you say, "Man, if we had Bediako,
right?
If we had Bediako." For the final numbers, at least the official numbers when it closed last night. 1,878 players in the basketball portal during those 45 days. 1,878, virtually the same number as last year.
So it's really year to year. It's not even a huge difference.
Wait, so what is it again?
1,878 players were in the portal the last 45 days for basketball.
I mean, that's 6 per team.
That's about right.
Yeah, 5 per team.
Yeah. But keep in mind...
That is insane.
I know.
Half your roster is leaving everyone.
Keep in mind, the entire Arkansas team left.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind, this is the only portal for basketball. if I understand the schedule correctly. Like football, you've obviously got 2, and basketball, you've got this one. So everybody that's getting in has to get in this one.
How are we going to remember players like
I don't know.
Where they're so like in 10 years, if I'm like Dylan Gabriel,
Okay.
what do you remember about Dylan Gabriel?
Well, let's get into this, okay? I'm going to tell you about Way to Wellness, and then we'll talk about that, and then I've got a big topic that involves Dylan Gabriel. Way to Wellness is a big topic around here because Lunsford right now, who just had big things pulled out of his nose called stents after a surgery, is going to start eating normally again. But his normal eating has become the Way to Wellness plan as he's losing weight and getting healthier today. So's Melton, both those guys on the Meltdown. You get them every day at 2 o'clock, and they'll tell you what Way to Wellness is doing for them. For me, they've helped me maintain my health for the last few years since we started this, and I love Leslie and her board-certified team to death because they saved my life, literally. My blood pressure, cholesterol, and weight was out of control. They helped me control it. I'm not perfect, but they've got a plan for me that allows me to eat what I want for lunch and dinner and still maintain where I want to be inside that zone. They can come up with a plan for you. No cookie-cutter plan. Just go to the website at planforme.com, planforme.com. No contract, no sign-up fees, and that first consultation is free. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. So basically what you're asking is these portal guys. Jalen Hurts is a great question.
Yeah, Nicholas said, I still feel like Hurts is a Bama guy. Now, I'm assuming he's a Bama fan. I don't know what the nation thinks of Jalen.
Bo Nix.
I consider Bo an Oregon dog. I do, even though I consider Hurts Bama. It's strange.
That is odd, yes.
Russell Wilson is Wisconsin, but a guy like Dylan Gabriel is going to be more complicated because was really good at Central Florida, was really good at Oklahoma, and could be even better at Oregon.
So the complicated thing though is like Hurts and Nix are the same in that they never get drafted if they don't change schools.
You're right.
That's right.
I mean, they don't.
And both of them ended up being Jalen was first round, right?
Was he?
Yeah, I know Bo was.
Oh,
Just
I
saw
definitely
that.
know Bo was.
I think Jalen was early second.
Yeah, but still a quick starter in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, started very, very quickly. He was round 2, pick 53, so he was middle second round.
Taylor is Ms. Auburn. I don't know if she ever won that, but I recreate her Wikipedia page all the time. Taylor Corn, former Miss Auburn. I consider Bo an Oregon Duck.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it. I really don't. Now, one thing about Hurts is he has continued to stay connected with Alabama. Like he didn't hit the portal and just disassociate himself with Alabama at all. In fact, he came back and got a degree and has frequently talked about his admiration for Nick Saban. I mean, he has been Mr. Alabama and Mr. Oklahoma. I think Bo will continue to do that. He did a little bit of it in the draft. I mean, I don't know which part of the draft you guys were watching when he was drafted.
Well, he did talk about the SEC being unhealthy.
He did do that, but I was on the College Game Day part, and they did a big special on his history with Auburn.
Just how much he loved Auburn.
That's right.
Hurt his performance.
Yeah. So I think in the future, Bo Nix will not disassociate himself with Auburn. So I think maybe as time goes, you'll view him more.
Here's the best way to judge Bo Nix in the NFL, and I don't know if there's any on his team. Well, there is. Because the Broncos is one of those that's got Alabama people. On Iron Bowl week, will he have a bet with an Alabama on Auburn, Alabama?
100%.
Or will he have a bet
on the Civil War?
On Oregon, Washington?
Now, I'll tell you what he will say, though, when he gets announced, and I brought this up to Jalen Key the other day, when they're doing the introductions of the offense, he's going to say Oregon.
Think so?
Yep.
Like, I think NBC's the only one that does that anymore.
Jalen Key is going to say Alabama, you mean?
No, I was saying, I asked Jalen Key, what are you going to say, UAB or Alabama? I'm saying when Bo Nix is introduced as the starting quarterback for Denver, he's going to say Bo Nix, University of Oregon.
When Denver is playing, and I'm sure they'll play an NBC Sunday night game if Bo is starting, because I think NBC's the only one that does that anymore, where the players introduce themselves. Bo Nix, Auburn Tigers. Bo Nix, Oregon Ducks.
It's going to be the Oregon Ducks.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
a lot of people.
This is a long. It'll be on the betting board. I guarantee. If we were putting Bo Nix believer, that'll be his. You
think so?
That'll be where he'll go. Bo Nix believer.
I don't think so. Look, I think he's still got a little love for Auburn, but I still think he doesn't love how that situation went down. And Oregon did give him a platform. To Brown's point, he doesn't get drafted. Not only does he not get drafted, He got drafted number 12 overall.
Yeah, I mean,
they've given him the opportunity to be a starting quarterback, a franchise quarterback, making millions and millions of dollars. So I think Oregon's going to get the love there.
Yeah. Now, Scott says he'll say Pinson Valley because I have seen some guys do that and just go back to the old high school to avoid controversy.
But his dad's not even there anymore.
Here is the fact of the matter. You're not going to have the all-time greats anymore. When I say, give me Florida State's 5 greatest players, like these guys aren't going to be considered all-time greats. Now, I say that Mark Sears will be considered an all-time great, but he played at least multiple seasons for Alabama.
And he did something that had never been done before. Forster, after I do precision, can you pull up the picture I sent you from my kitchen drawer yesterday?
Okay.
It was unbelievable.
Is it a photo from your kitchen drawer or a photo of your kitchen drawer?
You'll see in a second.
Right.
I posted it on Instagram yesterday. Precision Sports gets you back in the game. Precision Sports, medicine and orthopedics, part of the Brookwood Baptist Health family. They will diagnose you, treat you, and then help you through the rehab process with whatever injury you get there, including those that, sadly, as we get older, we're not the athlete we once were. We tweak a knee, we pull a back muscle on the 9-foot dunk goal or playing pickleball, whatever happens. Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics hits you back to work and back in the game. 205-512-3885. 205-512-3885. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com. Orthopedic care better together. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. I will tell you this, that in my sports room, because I do some stuff up there, I've got 2 of these in my sports room at home. So I go to get the key fob to go to our community pool yesterday because the pool opened on May 1st, a random Wednesday.
It is.
Yes. Well, it is May 1st, though. That makes a little sense.
Yeah, start on May 1st. So it was a good pool day. Our pool water already at 82.
How about that?
You kidding?
Yeah, look at you.
Do you not have any shade at all?
There is some shade, but the pool is in the sun.
That's amazing.
It was really a perfect 82.
Guys.
It was great. But I go to pull the key. We keep there's one drawer in the kitchen that catches everything, but that's also where the key fobs are. And occasionally Maggie will organize it. Wasn't organized yesterday, not her fault. I'm not saying it was, but my goodness.
She organizes.
Yeah, but it's not her fault. It wasn't organized.
Yeah. I mean, she's been busy, Duke and all that stuff, college degree.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But I go to pull the key fob out, and this is what I have to shuffle through to get to it. Not 1, not 2, but 7 pairs of scissors in one drawer in my house.
Boy, if y'all win the NCAA tournament, you are in luck.
7 pairs of scissors in one drawer in my house.
Olympics.
I mean, what
do y'all cut?
The NBC logo.
I don't know. I mean, is somebody
it's the NBC logo.
Is somebody running a sweatshop behind a wall and I don't know it? What is going on in the house? I've got 2 upstairs, so there's at least 9 in the house.
My Lord, how much cutting do y'all do?
Yeah, we have,
there are barber shops with less scissors.
I know.
A pair of scissors in the upstairs drawer and a pair of scissors in the downstairs drawer.
Does anybody else have 7 pairs of scissors
No.
in their house, not alone one drawer? I think we've overpurchased there.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweatshop.
Time to cut down the nets. Here come the Dunaways.
I'll tell you this, you have no color bias.
We don't.
Maggie's got
And I'll tell you this,
color.
Dunaway will take a picture of anything.
Did you, so have you bought any of those scissors? Maggie bought them all?
I have not bought any of them.
I mean, when's the last time you bought a pair of scissors?
I've never bought scissors in my life, and I don't know how many we have at the house. Now, we've got multiple pair. I am aware of that. Yeah. But we don't have that many.
But I can get my hands on 7 in one drawer, 2 upstairs. I can get my hands on 9. If you send me in there and I got 30 seconds to come out with 9 pairs of scissors,
yeah, you win.
I could do it. It's just crazy.
That is nuts.
When we come back,
how many staplers do you have?
It's like y'all are office Max.
It's insane the stuff I find sometimes.
What did Maggie say when you
Hey, is
asked her?
Maggie what you would call a spender?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Did you ask her about them?
She's obviously a cutter.
I didn't ask her. I did not ask about the scissors. She actually walked in when I was taking that picture, and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said,
"Nothing."
You know me. I said, "Oh, just finding my way through 7 pairs of scissors and all the other junk in here to find the key fob to the pool."
I could hear that. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, typical Jim.
Yep.
When we come back, the 6 players that were drafted at quarterback in the first round, speaking of Dylan Gabriel, the hole they leave behind them, who's in the best shape, do you think? and who's in the worst shape of those 6 schools replacing first-round draft pick quarterbacks. We'll talk about that and a lot more on the show that's being brought to you in part today by our friends at Hemphill Services. LT, take us a break with Hemphill.
Since 1954, the name Birmingham has trusted for all of your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Whether you have those issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Follow Sean Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
The passing of, he wasn't the best quarterback in Florida State history, but he does have a legacy and a legendary run there. Marcus Outson passed away. The Rooster, he was called, nickname, 46 years of age, had an immune deficiency that killed him. He is infamous and famous for a run at the end of the 1998 season for Florida State, where he had to replace Chris Winkie, who got hurt. And he quarterbacked Florida State to a win over Wake Forest, and then really what turned out to be an upset win over Florida at Doak that kept Spurrier winless in Tallahassee at the time, continued a 40-game home win streak, and put Florida State into the first ever BCS National Championship game, where he had to start against Tennessee. Tennessee ended up winning that low-scoring affair, but he passes at the age of 46, and to be ready to step in and lead that team to a win over Wake Forest, good Florida team, and then to play in the national championship game at age 46. He'll be missed by the Florida State family.
Yeah, rest in peace. But if Chris Winkie would have been healthy, Tennessee doesn't win a national championship.
You believe that?
I do.
I think a lot of people did at the time.
It was a weird game too, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Was it Peerless Price that had the
so.
big reception down the
so.
sideline?
Yeah.
I mean, it was an awesome moment for Tennessee fans. One of my best friends is a Tennessee fan. He was out in the desert for that game. I remember I was pulling personally for Florida State, I think. Because I had money on Florida State.
I wonder why.
I feel like Jimmy SEC was pulling for Tennessee, but I cannot remember that. Nor can I remember where I watched it. I feel like I watched it at your house, Brown.
My house?
We didn't know each other.
We didn't even know each other in 98.
God, where was I? I was at
I don't
somebody's
know.
house.
Why were you at my house, Jim?
I don't know.
I remember I was
Who is
living
this
in
guy who's smacking his lips.
I watched that in the bedroom of my apartment way back in 1998.
I forget where I was. I was somewhere not at my house. I was not comfortable. I remember that.
Still in school at Jacksonville State, so if you were at my house.
Coach says I was at your house, and he said I was somewhere not comfortable.
Show being brought to you by Dr. B, and then I'll ask the question, who's got it better replacing first-round quarterbacks this year?
When my hair started to thin out almost 3 years ago when we started this venture, asked around, Dr. Beckenstein is the name everyone mentioned. So glad I went to see Dr. B. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. Again, I'm just doing that non-invasive treatment on the couch 3 times each week, 30 minutes each time. Brown has just started that. We're going to track his hair and that growth, and I think you guys are going to see it becomes more and more full. If you know somebody that is thinning out a little bit, get preemptive. Tell them to call Dr. Beckenstein, best in the business for more than 20 years. Women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B and his great staff today, 205-319-0316. Schedule the consultation. For more information, you can always go online, t3hair.net.
For those that don't remember, here's where the schools lost first-round quarterbacks. It was USC, Oregon, LSU, Washington, North Carolina, and Michigan, not in that order, obviously. But who's got the best replacement, in your opinion, for their first-round quarterback? Michigan, Oregon,
It's probably gonna
LSU,
be-
Washington, North Carolina, or Michigan?
It's probably going to be Oregon. isn't it?
Yeah.
So you think Dylan Gabriel
I
is the
do.
guy?
I mean, first of all, I've seen him play. I don't know of all the other ones. I don't know that I've seen the guy play a significant amount.
You've seen Garrett Nussmeier a
Yeah,
little at
well, a
LSU. I
little
thought he
bit.
looked really good in the spring.
I added significant amount at the end because I
Yeah.
immediately
I
thought of
would
Garrett
put
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier number 2 just because we've seen him.
Ahead of Miller Moss.
Ahead of Miller Moss. I would
Okay.
put Miller Moss, I saw him in a little mop-up, but the only time I've seen him play significant time was against Louisville.
I think the battle continues at Michigan.
Is it Orgy is the guy though that I'm
Orgy.
Orgy.
Orgy,
I
yeah.
think I've seen it both ways, but Orgy
It is Orgy because I
Okay.
remember saying his name's not Orgy, it's Orgy. Like
I see the difference
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
But anyway, that guy,
Yeah.
I've never seen him throw a pass. He's got packages.
I
and
know.
he's a big physical
They
guy
didn't-
that can run.
They didn't let him throw. Yeah.
Washington, still a battle going on
Well,
there.
you know,
right?
it looked like the guy that was going to be the favorite to win the job is now third or fourth team in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, and Austin Mack.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Max Johnson, former LSU, former Texas A&M, that's
Yes,
at North
North Carolina.
Carolina.
He's got eligibility left?
Oh, yeah.
How old is he?
And I think he's the starter at North
Is he
Carolina.
really?
Yeah.
But he is the worst starting quarterback North Carolina's had in 8-10 years.
He's had his moments over the years. Like, he'll occasionally look really good.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's not going to be as good as Trubisky, Sam Howell, and Drake May.
So help me out. Max Johnson, he started at LSU, transferred to Texas A&M to play with his brother.
Eventually started there.
Because of injury.
Yeah.
And is now at North Carolina.
Where I think he is the starter.
I mean, he
is.
He's gotten playing time everywhere he's been because he played a pretty good amount at LSU. And
But I think we've seen Dylan Gabriel play elite football everywhere he's been.
I think so, too.
And I think this is the best system he's ever been in.
And they've got some talent. I will tell you this about Nussmeier at LSU, who stayed there, could have left last year in the portal and probably been a starter in the SEC somewhere. He has stayed around. He's going to be the starter. And I think I'm right about this. LSU returns either their entire offensive line or 4 or 5 offensive linemen. This could be the best LSU offensive line they've had since they won the national championship in 2019.
what they don't return are 2 first-round receivers, and that's what you have to replace. But here's LSU is just one of those places that always has wide receivers.
Seems like it.
I mean, when can you remember LSU and you're like, God, they don't have any good receivers? Like, if anything, they've had dynamic receivers and haven't had a guy that could get them the ball well enough.
Yeah, it's basically what you get with Ohio State.
I mean, I cannot remember watching an LSU team in the last 10 or 15 years where I'm like, well, you know what they don't have is receivers.
Yeah,
I mean, they got them everywhere.
We're on the clock for something we get excited about in this month in college football. I'll tell you what that is. And we put together a list of best SEC combos, football and basketball, coming out of this portal craziness, why the SEC was so attractive because of these duo of coaches. That's coming up in the next segment, and we'll also talk to Eric Mac Lain in the next hour. Show being brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap. One easy way to make life easier for yourself and improve your home, LT, is Gutter Cap and our buddy C. Stu.
Yeah, call our friend Chris Stewart today. Get that absolutely free estimate. It's something after a long work week you don't want to get on the roof. It's dirty. It's dangerous. You slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. You're no good to the wife or kid. Right now, 45% off the retail price from our friends at Gutter Cap. Call the number 205-823-2212. That's 205-823-2212. Tell C. Stu the Next Round sent you. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party returns to Greystone for the Regions Tradition May 8th through 12th. Watch the legends of the game at Greystone and check out the Celebrity Pro-Am featuring Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Hugh Freeze, and country superstar Riley Green. Enjoy the fun in the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. And don't miss the food trucks and the Friday concert featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. The Regions Tradition. Buy your tickets today.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst coming up May 12th through the 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free public admission. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend long. Fireworks show on Friday night. How about this? Free Velcro Pygmies concert coming up on Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday. They're going to take care of mom with free mimosas all day on Sunday. For more information for this incredible event, go online, LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
Maybe you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or TikTok while we're changing the game yet again. Tyler's Telegrams has been developed exclusively for you.
Hi, this is the lovable boy you know as Tyler the Intern. I'm a businessman now. I will come directly to your door and tell you every time a new piece of TNR content drops. For the low, low price of $740,000, you can be notified by me, one of the biggest stars of The Next Round, about that thing you missed. Sure, the rest of those social media services are free, but so is radio, and we all know how well that's trending.
Tyler's Telegrams is currently operating exclusively in Bibb County. Other social media platforms are available everywhere.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Little interesting future matchup, and this is next year. I'm hoping we're going to see more and more of this, Brown. Not a lot of future scheduling like 2032 or something like this. Quick turnaround. Get excited about these games.
Jacksonville State's going to start their 2025 season at UCF next year, and I think it's a Thursday night game already announced. Yeah, Thursday, August 28th, down at the Bounce House. So first Thursday night of the season, Jack State at UCF. Get that Gus bus. Almost did it once at Auburn. Jack State almost got the Gus bus at Auburn. They'll have a chance to do it at UCF now.
Overtime?
It went to overtime because John Gross, the Jack State head coach, who did a nice job otherwise, got super concerned. I never understand it. It's one of my biggest frustrations, and I bet you've had the same frustration now. I had something emotionally invested with Jacksonville State there. But these coaches get in the position of pull an upset by just throwing everything they got out there, right? And then they get in a situation where they can capitalize. They're like, let's get it to overtime. Yep. Like, you do not want to go to overtime. Don't let a team get to overtime.
You never want to go to overtime with a team that's more talented.
That's right. You've got a team on their heels, man, and you get the ball back with a chance to win the game, and you play super conservative because you got overtime locked up. I'm like, don't let it get to overtime. You've had them on their heels all game. Take advantage of it.
This hour being brought to you in part by our friends at the Regions Tradition, the big golf event's happening next week. I can't believe it's already here next week. You still have a chance to get tickets, regionstradition.com, regionstradition.com. The fun really starts on Wednesday with the Drummond Company Pro-Am. Nick Saban's back, first time post-Alabama career to be playing in this thing with a great golf game as he rolls in. Kalen DeBoer and Nate Oates will be there as well. Hugh Freeze, who has a great golf game, will be there. Charles Barkley, who has a golf game, will be there. And Riley Green will be there. Other celebrities as well. It's the Regions Tradition. Next week we'll be just off the 10 green, as always, broadcasting this year from the White Claw tent, with a lot of fun and games going on. Get your tickets, regionstradition.com, regionstradition.com. We'll be doing some interviews in our Coca-Cola stage area again, so it'll all be part of next week's Regions Tradition out there. All right, so I wanted to get to this first. The big thing we look forward to, a little bit what Brown just said, was the future schedule and matchups. We get some TV announcements coming up in this month. Before Memorial Day, we'll get some big games announced on TV windows. The reason I bring this up is because I'm looking forward to seeing, just to refresh you guys, if you were caught up in basketball or were away from the show, the Big Ten will play a Friday night game every Friday night. There will be a Big Ten matchup. Oftentimes on main network Fox, sometimes on FS1, I assume during the World Series. But main Fox matchup every Friday night for the most part. Those games have not been announced yet. I'm looking forward between now and Memorial Day getting the announcements of what that's going to look like. How big of a game will that be? How far up the food chain will that Friday night, oftentimes main Fox matchup be for the Big Ten?
I said this when we found out that it was going to be every Friday night. I think it should be their second biggest matchup of the weekend. And I know Big Ten fans might not love that being on Friday night, and the tailgates and the experience is different, but you've got that spotlight. And now that the Big Ten has expanded, you have an opportunity to have kind of the Iowas and Wisconsins, which are great games, to put those guys in the spotlight on Friday night. But I would take my second crew, and that's the game I would have.
And the reason it won't be your second biggest game, though, is you've got NBC's still got their primetime Big Ten game, and CBS now has a Big Ten game.
And this is finalized, by the way, that they've got the Big Ten window. 11 o'clock is Fox, 2:30 is CBS, primetime is NBC, except for NBC will trade out of that spot 2 times.
Because of Notre Dame?
Because of 2 Notre Dame games in prime time, they'll trade out and swap either with CBS or Fox for the prime time game, moving to one of those other windows. But they'll have a Big Ten game every week on NBC.
I'm almost willing to bet, though. You will never see one of these Friday night games at the Big House, at the Horseshoe.
Probably stop there, Brownie.
I would stop there.
I thought about it.
You'll see. We've seen them in the Coliseum on Thursdays and Friday nights.
Yeah. No, in fact, I think, Brownie, those Friday nights is where you'll see
Oregon,
some of the big games. Not big games, but medium games at USC, at Oregon, at Washington.
Well, they make the most sense because it's hard to kick those games off at normal Big Ten times on Saturdays.
But we have seen a Friday night game at the Coliseum?
Oh, yeah. Utah came in
That's right.
just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it's when, oh, my gosh, who got concussed on the first series? And then the backup quarterback came in and was lights out.
Yeah.
But that was just 4 or 5 years ago.
Good T-shirt idea, Lunsford. Who got concussed? Question.
We don't remember.
Exactly. Period. We don't remember.
We got a new T-shirt, don't we, Rocky? Hell right.
Hell right. Girl said that like what was she? Do you want to do this? And she's like, hell right.
Yeah, this girl,
What?
Abby, came to spin the wheel, and we said something instead of yes, she was hell right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never heard that one.
I was working with my buddy Philip Hunter Trees, trying to come up with some T-shirt ideas for him. I was like, show me your leaves. Thought that was pretty good. Nice limbs.
Okay.
For a tree growing company. You didn't like either one of those?
Show me your leaves didn't do much for me.
Wow. It was
I'm
fresh.
gonna leave that one alone.
It was fresh off Talladega.
We could probably come up with some good stuff for a. So he's a tree cutting service.
He's a tree farmer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tree
What kind of
farmer.
trees?
Oh, all of them.
Japanese maples?
Oh, yes.
Those are my
all
favorite.
Of them, all of them.
Trees and greetings.
Yeah. Playing golf with. In fact,
Trees to see you.
The most. He's the toughest guy I play golf with because when I slice one into the woods, he tells me exactly what type of tree I hit.
Well, I was right off the deciduous birch over there.
What's his favorite month? September. Take us to break, Dunaway.
Nature trees.
That's my buddy Philip Hunter there. Play golf with him. The doctor, we call him. The doctor.
He's the tree doctor?
He's the tree doctor.
I like that.
So if we have a sick tree,
he come take care of it. Usually by cutting it down and selling you another one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's good business.
Works out really good. All right, we're going to get to this this top 5 SEC coaching duo. We sort of did it in passing earlier, but Little T wanted to put some graphics with you. It is brought to you today by our friends at Bandwagon Sports. Bandwagon Sports getting you back to old school sports.
Yeah, and it's All-Star Weekend, or it's All-Star Season coming up, and Bandwagon wants to make sure your team looks their best and plays their best. If you have a vision for your team uniform, or if you're simply starting from scratch, it does not matter. Bandwagon can help your team hit the field in style. Their friendly staff walks alongside you throughout the design, creation, sizing, and more. And it's not just uniforms. Bandwagon can create any custom apparel, whether your business is looking for their newest polo or your all-star moms want matching tank tops. Check out their website, bandwagonsports.com, for all your custom apparel needs. Next round, jump on the bandwagon, bandwagonsports.com.
And we appreciate Eric Mac Lain, who will be with us at 10:25. He's in the next segment from the ACC Network as we broadcast from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. Also brought to you by our friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And right before trash, EG will jump in here to share with you some information about her new venture called the Pennant Grace that is coming up. But part of our social media platform is occasional polls and/or list that Taylor Korn points out, and she asked us to give her our top 5 SEC coaching combos when it comes to football and men's basketball. And you have to admit, we're coming out of the portal for both, and the SEC is as attractive as it's ever been. Part of it is the TV, the landscape, the opportunity to play for great universities, but also great coaching right now. Great coaching, both football and basketball in this league. So, Forrester, who are we going to do first? I found this very difficult to do.
I did too.
So who's up first, Forrester? This is going to be mine. And I factored in moving forward. Like, I went moving forward.
All right.
Kalen DeBoer, Nate Oates for me, a dynamic duo for Alabama at the top.
I think everybody's going to have that. Again, we brought this up weeks and weeks ago. I think it's the best combo, not only in the SEC, but in all of college sports.
I went Hugh Freeze and Bruce Pearl next. A little bit they've done it, but I think moving forward, Hugh's doing a slow build to the roster down there. I think they have a really good, 9-win type year this year. Bruce, I think, has another run in him there. I go Kiffin and Beard 3. Almost had him 2. Kiffin and Beard, I think, is a dynamic duo for as long as both of them there. Kirby Smart on his own lifts Georgia to the 4th spot. Calipari just did not at Arkansas with Sam Pittman pull into the top 5 for me. That's where I went with Heupel and Barnes. I think they still have a couple of special things for me. So Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee for me. Who's next? Forrester. This is Lance Taylor's.
Yeah, see, I think you're sucking up to the Auburn fans, putting them number 2.
Thank you. Who are you, Charles Barkley?
No, I'm just saying. Look, one is so easy, but I think Chris Beard is the best coach in the league in hoops. So, and I think Lane Kiffin's accomplished as much as Hugh Freeze did at Ole Miss.
No, wait. You say Chris Beard's the best coach in the league.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
So in the transfer portal world, okay, he didn't get to the NCAA tournament last year.
It was year 1 at Ole Miss.
So then this
Shitty
year he's got to be in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, he will be.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I think he's the best coach. So I brought it up. Kirby is far and away the best coach in college football.
Just real quickly, you sort of poo-poo on Lane Kiffin on the show a lot.
No,
He's
I
never
do.
won a big game. You got him at number 2.
No, that's because Chris Beard's so good. Again, it's a combination. So I think it skews it a little bit, and that's why I've got Georgia. Like Mike White, he's gotten to 1 Elite 8. I think he's an okay coach, but Kirby is so good.
Yeah,
I think it skews it up. I think Hugh is really good. I think Bruce is really good. And then I've got Barnes and Heupel. I don't like the Heupel situation right now. I don't love it. I thought about it, but I can't really go Sam Pittman and John Calipari.
That's where I was too. I couldn't pull Arkansas in there. So we've got the same 5, just in a slightly different order, because I'm kissing up to Auburn fans. Brown, how much do you kiss up to Auburn fans?
Well, I gave a lot of weight to balance. Like DeBoer and Oates are balanced, Freeze and Pearl are balanced. But at some point, you've got to accept imbalance and say Kirby Smart's got 2 national championships. So that's why I had him 3rd, he and Mike White 3rd. I agree on Kiffin and Beard. Beard is a better coach than Kiffin. Kiffin's done some good things at Ole Miss. I don't think he's done any more than Hugh Freeze has. And Bruce Pearl has a far better coaching resume than Chris Beard. So that's kind of the way I would break that tie. And then I did go Calipari and Pittman. It's hard for me to ignore a national championship. Rick Barnes has done a lot. Heupel and Pittman aren't significantly different to me. I mean, I don't know how you separate Heupel and Pittman that much. So I gave credit to Calipari for the national championship there. So I tried to reward balance as much as I could, because the one thing about doing these is when it's imbalanced, like Kirby Smart and Mike White. You know, I mean, it's just when Avery Johnson was the coach at Alabama, you could easily go Nick Saban and Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson had done nothing in college basketball, but Nick Saban so outbalanced it was hard to ignore.
How close were you, and I was, to having Sarkisian and the other guy from Texas into the
Rodney Terry.
He's done nothing.
Well, and Sarkisian's only had 1 good year.
Yeah, I mean, what is Sarkisian?
Yeah, it wasn't even close for me.
But
yeah, I mean, he's going to the college football playoff.
But is Sarkisian not more accomplished than Lane Kiffin?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. But I think
is he
Beard's
not more accomplished
than Terry.
But is he not more accomplished than Hugh Freeze?
I mean, he's going to a college football playoff, and that's going to, when it's only a 14 playoff, going to weigh it down a little bit more. Before that, I would say he and Hugh Freeze were very, very close. But once you've been to a college football playoff, yeah.
What's Hugh's best thing?
Hugh Freeze.
Probably there was an 11-win season at Ole Miss, beating Alabama back-to-back years.
Yeah,
I mean, Liberty had really good seasons.
He had Ole Miss ranked in the very first college football playoff poll.
Yeah.
He took them to heights they had never been before Lane Kiffin got there. I think he's done as much at Ole Miss or more than Lane Kiffin has done.
It becomes a tricky conversation if you're not an Alabama fan when you start trumpeting what Hugh Freeze has done. I think the biggest thing he has on his coaching resume right now is that he beat Alabama in back-to-back years. He beat Nick Saban back-to-back years. That is the best thing he has on his coaching resume right now. Am I incorrect?
Well, I don't like the way you phrase it, though.
How could I phrase it any different?
Well, he beat the number one. Alabama was ranked at least number 1 or number 2 in both those games, were they not?
But they were Alabama, right?
Well, yeah, but you say he beat Alabama and Nick Saban, and that is true. But if you remove both those things, they were number 1. I mean, that's the number 1 team. It doesn't matter. I felt like the way you were phrasing it is only Alabama fans look at it that way. Is that what you meant by that?
I'm just saying it's if you're not a fan of Alabama, it becomes a very, you don't want to give Alabama as much credit for the last 17 years as they probably deserve, that the biggest thing on your resume to date is the fact that you beat Alabama in back-to-back years. Which is the biggest thing on his resume.
I will say just in 2014, he beat number 3 Alabama, number 14 Texas A&M, and number 4 Mississippi State. I don't know that Lane Kiffin has a win that high.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so I'll pull that
was
back.
just in 1 year.
Yeah, I'll pull that back. And I like Hugh Freeze as the coach better than Lane Kiffin. I said it when Auburn was looking for a coach, and there was a lot of people that wanted Lane Kiffin. I was like, Hugh Freeze, better coach.
Right, you did say that, and I was wondering why you.
Well, yeah, just because I have so
it.
much respect for Chris Beard.
Yeah.
Again, I think Freeze and Bruce are perfect for Auburn.
Freeze is more accomplished at Ole Miss than Lane Kiffin was, and those accomplishments were beating really highly ranked teams who just happened to be coached by Nick Saban at Alabama.
Well, and I think this is, I don't want to say a pivotal year for Lane Kiffin, but if Lane Kiffin doesn't go to a college football playoff this year, if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm like, what the hell's happened?
I think if I count right, in 2 years, 14 and 15, Hugh Freeze had 5 top 15 wins. I think Lane Kiffin has 1 in his whole time at Ole Miss.
Yeah. But Lane's got more wins. Like he had those magical 10-win regular seasons, which hadn't happened since forever at Ole Miss. He had the first 11-win season in Ole Miss history. If that reminds me.
In 2014, Ole Miss was 9-4, and they had 10 wins the next year. So he had 1 more win than Hugh that got him to that back-to-back 10 wins. Hugh Freeze did more at Ole Miss than Lane Kiffin has yet.
Yeah. Because he beat Alabama in back-to-back years.
Well, and he's beaten other top 10 teams.
It's not because he beat Alabama in back-to-back years. He's got 5 top 15 wins. Alabama was number 2 and number 3. He beat the number 2 and number 3 team. Lane Kiffin has not even come close to that.
His best wins were what?
Who?
Hugh Freeze.
They were Alabama, but they were number 2 and number 3 Alabama. But you're saying it like it's only because it was Alabama. That's really irrelevant. If it had been LSU or if it had been Florida at number 2 and number 3, those are wins against top 5 teams.
Yeah, I'm just saying it just happened to be Alabama.
It did happen to be.
And Rockstar, I don't know if you heard this at all last night, but Hugh should have beaten Alabama this year.
Oh, Alabama, and he had Alabama. Who else? LSU? No, Georgia. They had
Georgia.
him on.
They did.
We had our old friend show up at trivia last night.
Yeah, big guy. Yeah.
Said that Auburn had Alabama and they had Georgia.
He's not wrong about that.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Not wrong.
I mean, I point that out. Brock Bowers.
Oh, Jalen Simpson had him locked down.
Keys in his front pocket. Then he got hurt. And then, of course, we all know the last play of the Iron Bowl.
I remember
the
that
last
one.
big play of the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, New York Butcher Shop. One more thing to tell you about in this segment after LT tells you about New York Butcher.
New York Butcher Shop, just a great place to go. Go see Jim and those incredible staffs. The original location in Cahaba Heights, that newest location in Greystone. Don't forget, if you're looking for an incredible lunch today, those huge deli sandwiches, good luck on eating the entire thing. Split it with somebody, take half home. But you can pick up the finest certified Angus prime beef steaks, burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, all natural chicken cut to order just for you. Had the chicken and rice dish last week. Fantastic stuff from our man Jim with a great selection of fine wines and desserts. New York Butcher Shop, one-stop dinner shop. New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Eric Mac Lain talks ACC football and college football with us when we come back. Big shout-out to everyone who works at the Osaka, Japan airport, just outside of Osaka, Japan, a great major airport there. They claim, I'd love to find out if it's true, but they claim since that airport opened in 1994 that they have never lost one piece of luggage.
Oh, boy.
In flight after flight at the Osaka, Japan airport. Congratulations, you guys, if that is the truth.
Yep.
We're back in a moment on the next round.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1, find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2, stream it now. Miss Hour 3, download it for later. Miss Hour 4, well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mama Mother's Day Sunday. LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th. LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Big Eric Mac Lain standing by. ACC Network, Regions Tradition coming to town. We got to get some of these ACC Network guys down for this Regions Tradition golf tournament. Next week, Wednesday's the Drummond Company Pro-Am. In that, you'll get to see red-hot golfer Nick Saban, who plays in this every year, but it's usually one of his first rounds of golf.
Yeah, now he's a seasoned pro.
He's dialed in. Hugh Freeze, who's really good at golf. Also, Kalen DeBoer will be there. Nate Oates will be there. Charles Barkley will be there. Country music legend Riley Green will be there. And so much more. Drummond Company, Regions Tradition Pro-Am next week. RegionsTradition.com for tickets. RegionsTradition.com for tickets, Brownie.
Eric, do you play golf? Eric Mac Lain of the ACC Network, former Clemson great. I don't know if you could tell by his shirt that he played at Clemson. Do you play golf, Eric?
Hey, I play golf. I do not win golf. I was okay at one point, and then I had my beautiful baby girl. As you see, I'm at my mother's house, and she's just everywhere. And she has single-handedly ruined my golf game. But I used to be okay. I was like a 14 or so not terrible.
Yeah. Congrats, by the way, on the baby. And I was going to say...
First grandchild?
Yeah.
Actually second, but the other one, she's so far away. So this one's here all the time.
Yeah.
She's in the pool right now. So she's, I think, the favorite. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that.
Wow. Well, I just hope there's another wall that accompanies all those pictures behind you right now that your mom has a great big house.
That's right. No question. And it's like, okay, so this is mine, and these are my brother's other two.
Okay.
I
thought it was all yours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, she equally distributes. She does a good job.
Hey, so when the Lakers got ousted by Denver the other night, I threw a question to these guys the next day. I said, better chance of winning another championship, LeBron at 38 or Dabo Swinney? And there was a moment in time where Dabo had taken over Nick Saban after that second national championship, is maybe the best coach in college football. But since then, it just seems like, and I've used the stuck in mud terminology before, just seems that's where Clemson is right now. Do you think Dabo's got another national championship in him? And how does he get this thing turned around to getting back to an elite program?
Yeah, no question. I mean, he's still so young, right? Like he's a guy that has a lot of years in front of him. I mean, shoot, you look how old some of these guys are that still do it, and if I don't know, he has that ability, right? Energy, loves the game, the passion. He's going to be around. I just have to think that, and all the resources that he has at Clemson, you have to think surely that they will be back, and it's just a matter of when. And it's interesting time with this transfer portal, and I've heard a lot of people kind of question and say, imagine if you're in the NBA and you only rely on the draft, you don't use free agency. It's going to be hard to win, and quite frankly, that's where Clemson is right now in regards to their hesitancy or lack thereof use in the portal. But at the end of the day, he's doing it his way. They're still winning 9+ games and 10 up until this last year. A season, winning ACC championships. So I know that the standard that they have set, though, that we set, I mean, when I was there, was getting to, and then the next year winning national championships. So no question that they have fallen short of that. But absolutely, he'll have a handful more, I believe, before he's done.
For a lot of my professional career, the big joke has always been Texas is back. This is the year Texas is back. I'm gonna throw that out for Miami now. Yeah. It feels like this is the year Miami's back. This is the year Miami's back. But all of a sudden, it starts to feel, and I fall into this every year, this does feel different for Miami this offseason. What's your expectations for the Canes?
Yeah, here's the deal. This will be my 6th football season working with the ACC network and ESPN, which is crazy, by the way. And the previous 5 years, I've been right with you. Miami's back, baby, every preseason. And we just get burned, right? It's just we fall into the trap and we look silly and, different things of that nature. But I'm with you, and this is the reason why. This is what separates them from any team that they've had since I've been working and, maybe since my, kind of adult livelihood here is their offensive line is going to be elite. I mean, those guys are the real deal. They're big, they're nasty, they're fast, athletic, guys that can get out and, quite frankly, just want to hurt you. I mean, they've got a 5-star waiting in the wing in Big Sampson that I think this year now he's going to get his go. And you're looking at bookends, 5 stars, a couple of 4 stars in the middle. I mean, they're loaded. They're loaded, and it's proven commodities, outside of Sampson, who we think is going to be, the best one of the lot there. So I think that's the biggest difference. And then really just the potential of what can Cam Ward be at quarterback. I mean, I saw that spring game, and I know it's practice. I know he can't be hit, all these different things. But, man, the arm angles that he was throwing at, the plays that he made, I was just like, whoa. I mean, that looks really good. I don't know if Miami has had something quite like that also in quite some time. So when you combine those two together, it gets you really excited. I'm trying to stay back. I'm trying to not be all in on the Canes, and they kind of have to prove it to me. But the more film I watch on them, the more people I talk to that are there at practices, they're excited about the Canes.
I hate to bring this up. Eric Mac Lain is with us. Eric Mac Lain is where you find him on Twitter. He's the ACC Network. Were you doing the postgame after the Georgia Tech loss for Miami?
Yes, we were there, which was crazy.
It was crazy because all I can remember is like Hasselbeck just didn't know what to say.
Right.
West Durham didn't know what to say. Our friend Taylor Tannenbaum, she's on the sideline. She's interviewing Brent Key. He didn't know what to say. They go to you guys with the postgame. Everybody's like, man, I don't know what I just watched. I mean, that was just one of the most insane things I had ever seen.
So the crazy thing, so we were there. We were actually live on site. And so we're standing on the sidelines. The game is over. Miami has won. And, we're about to set up our stage. We're just kind of standing and waiting. And then I see them line up and run another play. And I look at EJ like, what's happening? Like, why? What are they doing? And, you hear all the different reasons is, the guy was close to 100 yards or this and that, whatever. And then he fumbles. And we're just like, no way that just happened. So that in itself is horrible, right? Bad look, should never have happened. But then Georgia Tech has the audacity, 2 plays in a row, to just the craziest things that you've ever seen, and wins and walks it off and wins the football game. And you're just sitting there like, oh my gosh. I mean, the way that the dominoes had to fall for that to happen. But you're right, it's a head-scratching decision, and we've seen it before. That's the crazier part. We saw it at Coach Cristobal's time at Oregon. So I don't know, man. I in the back of my head, I get the mentality, offensive lineman, let's grind it out, man. Let's win this game on our shoulders. I've never sat in the head coach's chair, but I just have to think, man, I'm taking a knee and I'm walking out with a dub.
This conference realignment is insane. Are you used to Cal, Stanford, and SMU being part of the ACC? I mean, Miami's taking a trip to Berkeley this year.
Right. Which, hey, I'm excited about that. Take me to California for a weekend. Let's go. Good golf courses, great food. I'm excited for that. But no, I'm not. But I will tell you that the thing I had to kind of pat myself on the back for this, we're preparing on our Gramlich and Mac Lain podcast to do kind of our big previews for each school. We'll do that in a month or so leading into the season. And so I was writing down the list, and I could write down every single coach's name and every SID's name. So I felt great that I knew all those without looking it up, without doing any of that. So we're excited to get them in, man. And it's like you said, it's a new world that we're in here. And I think SMU has a chance to be good pretty fast. We'll see for Cal and Stanford, and the travel and everything involved. It's fascinating times, to say the least, but it's where we are, and it's what we're doing moving forward.
How big of a storyline is and if you don't want to talk about it, I understand, but how big of a storyline is the lawsuits, the Clemson and Florida State? Because it feels like, big tradition, for Clemson in the ACC historically. Florida State relatively new, if you go back to the 90s, to the ACC. And there's always been this talk of SEC, maybe the Big Ten. How big of a storyline is that with ACC folks and on the network?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. And it's one of those things where it's not that it's hard to follow, but it's confusing to follow if you're not a lawyer, and we're not in those courtrooms. And, clearly we don't have access to the documentation that, the lawyers have and that the schools have and et cetera. So it's fascinating to see. It's also fascinating to see kind of the two points of view and how they're doing it. Like, it seems like Florida State was just so aggressive with it and so public and loud and, just kind of a weird spot for everybody. And then Clemson's just, kind of sitting there waiting. Here we go. What are y'all going to do? And then we'll kind of go our route. And, now it seemed a little bit that Florida State is maybe trending backwards a little to more so what Clemson is doing. And to me, and my interpretation of it, it's more of a discovery thing where, is this true? If we buy out our whatever, the rights here, and pay the exit fee, do you, the ACC, still own our TV rights once we're gone? That's what Clemson, it seems like, is trying to prove or disprove. And because that's obviously doubling up the money, and it gets to, over $500 million very quickly. So it's an interesting thing. And I've heard from both sides, this doesn't mean we're trying to leave the ACC. So I don't know, man. I think that's political talk. We'll see what happens. But I think we're so far away from that. I mean, you're talking about, number one, we haven't even really figured out what state are we going to have this big hearing in, because they're doing all the preliminary stuff now. And then on top of that, there's going to be appeals. I'm sure it'll go up a level or a couple of levels. So we're still probably 2-3 years away from this, even having an answer on what comes out of this.
Yeah, but you at least have to give me credit for not asking you. Do you think in the future you'll be working for the SEC network or the Ben 10 network? So,
it'd be a lot easier to just jump over to the SEC network. If I go to Fox, that's a big difficult thing.
That's true. Yeah, changing employers at that point. Yeah.
Eric, I said, weeks ago that I will be shocked if either Georgia or Ohio State is not playing for the national championship. Is there an ACC team that could play for a national championship this year?
Yeah, I'm with you with those two, by the way. I think, Ohio State's going to be good, man. I mean, really good. And
they paid for it.
Yeah, well, hey, you can do that now.
Yeah,
it's legal.
right. Yep.
And that's why, some schools are suffering because it's legal now. In Georgia, you have to think with Beck and that offense, what we saw in the Orange Bowl, obviously against less than a JV team against Florida State, but firing on all cylinders and a team you have to get excited for. I still think Clemson is that team. If they can get their quarterback play in Cade Klubnik right, that's what I think they're missing. That's the player away, that they are. And the good thing is it's not physical. I mean, he's electric with his arm when he's firing, but there's just times where, I'm not sure if he's really confident in what he's looking at. And so getting in the film room, getting with your coaches, going into extra sessions with your wide receivers and things like that, that's all things that he can control from himself. So that's why I feel a little better about that and putting in the work to really get it going, though. So I think at the end of the day, if Clemson gets that back, they'll be fine. That defense is going to be top 5 in the country with some really electric players.
You're a Hope Mill, North Carolina native. Was there actually a mill in Hope Mill, North Carolina?
Great question. I do not know. So I'm an Air Force brat. So Pops was just stationed at Fort Bragg there for a handful of years. So we went to high school there. Maybe so. I'm not sure. I'll have to dig into that. That's a great question.
Yeah. Well, thank your family for your service, man.
that's
Air Force
fantastic,
brat there.
yeah.
I appreciate you bouncing around the world.
Yeah. What is the best restaurant in Hope Mills, North Carolina?
Another great question. If you ask the local authorities, which we had a police officer live right down the street from us, we were moving in. And again, I grew up primarily I was born in Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, Bama boy. How crazy is that? And then lived in Knoxville. So I lived in Knoxville for like 9 years. That's where my mom and her whole side of the family is from. And then when the towers fell, my dad actually got back in to the Air Force. So I grew up on that type of barbecue. Alabama, Tennessee, Memphis type barbecue. We get to Tennessee and this cop rolls up when we're moving in and he says, "Hey, welcome to the neighborhood." And we say, "Man, we're starving. Where can we go eat?" And he says, "Oh, the best place you'll ever eat, Smithfield's Barbecue right down the street." And so my ears perk up, man. Yeah, let's go. I'm excited for some barbecue. Man, we get there and it was that vinegar-based bull crap, and I almost threw up. I mean, it was horrible. It was the worst thing I've ever had in my mouth, man. It was terrible.
Well, thank your father for his service for us. We do appreciate that. We're very grateful for men and women like him that have given that great sacrifice. So we appreciate that. Eric, thank you for the time, man. Great talking with you.
Y'all too, man. Appreciate you guys. Hey, check out your UFL team. I'm coming to town in a couple weeks, man. Can't wait to be in Birmingham.
What are you coming in for?
It's a dynasty, man.
Man. The undefeated UFL. What are they, the Stallions? I need to know that. I can't wait to see them.
Yeah. Come in studio with us. We'll feed you well.
Yeah. There we go. We'll have to do it. I'll shoot y'all a text.
Yeah, fire me a text. No vinegar-based barbecue sauce here, I promise you.
Yeah. May 13th, by the way, last year is the last time the Stallions lost a game. May 13th last year.
Been a long time.
It's been a while.
long time.
Yeah, shoot me a text. We'd love to have you up.
Do it. That'd be awesome,
thanks, Eric.
guys. Appreciate y'all.
All right, buddy. Take care. Eric Mac Lain with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Because I was looking ahead, Fox has the St. Louis game. That's the game everybody's pointing to in this league. Now, Birmingham, they both got another game this week. But A.J. McCarron and St. Louis coming to Birmingham, not this weekend, but next Saturday.
Let's sell the dang place out, Brownie.
You know what? Here's what's crazy. Is I realize that is a 3 o'clock Saturday kick. I've got tickets to Nate Bargatze for the 3 o'clock show, which means parking is probably going to be a nightmare.
Wait, he's performing during the day?
He's doing 2 shows, 3 and 7. But now Dunaway says they're going to suck because he's lost his fastball.
Why wouldn't you do 7 and 10?
He has peaked already.
It's weird.
He's on the way downhill.
I think because he's sold so many tickets.
I like my comedy late night.
Why would you do a 10 o'clock
No, afternoon comedy's weird. 10's much more.
10 is much more appealing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Afternoon comedy. I've never even heard of that.
I haven't either. Audience, it is true for your audience. Do you have the drunker, more loose audience?
Well,
but you
this
also
is
got
also
chance of hecklers.
Yeah, it's also a Legacy Arena, so I don't know.
I have never heard of a 3 o'clock comedy act. That is so weird.
I think he has sold both of them out, so I don't think it's a huge issue.
I think he would have sold out for the 10 o'clock too.
That would have been better.
Wanted to do it.
Yeah, it'd have been funnier.
Yeah, because it's more money at 10 o'clock than at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be right in your Saturday.
How would it be if he sold them both out?
Well, I mean, because his demographic.
I think his demographic's probably better at 3 o'clock.
No, but he skews a little younger, doesn't he?
He's a clean comic.
I think his demographic is me. And the last place I want to be at 10 o'clock is a comedy show downtown. That's why I got the 3 o'clock tickets.
There's nobody who thinks they're more of somebody's demographic than Brown does.
You don't think Nate Bargatze's demographic is me?
Oh, 100%.
Well, then,
yeah.
I mean, these comics grew up performing at 11 and 12 o'clock at night.
His dad was a magician.
His dad, yeah. I think his dad has done some of his shows recently in this arena tour.
Can you imagine your dad's a magician?
Yeah.
What did your dad do? Is he a fireman? No.
Did you
He's
see?
an illusionist.
But you know what? I bet he had a lot of friends as a kid because of that.
No, I think he was a clown too. I think he was a party clown.
Ooh.
And did you see the
weirdo?
Did you see when he was on the Manning cast and his dad was with him? Did you see any of it? His dad does this card trick, and it's like the longest card trick, and you got the game going on, and the Mannings are just kind of entertaining him. And Bargatze gets cracked up because he realizes this card trick's going on forever. And Eli and Payton,
hold on, I got to start over.
Eli and Payton are like, I'd kind of like this to wrap up. It's pretty funny.
But, I mean, there's no magicians that aren't weird. And then you couple that with he was a clown? That's a weird combo.
Well, he's trying
Turned
to
your son into a comedian.
Yeah.
That is Eric Mac Lain on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, and a future sideline guy over at Protective Stadium for the Stallions, when he comes to town for that big game, he didn't remember the Stallions last game because he was part of the XFL coverage on ESPN ABC the last 2 years when the Stallions were winning the USFL championship. Odie's last night, what was the question, LT?
Which came first? Was it Tim McGraw or Nike?
Nike was
Tim
late.
So Tim McGraw celebrated a birthday yesterday.
Seems like he's 60.
He's actually 57.
He's only 50. He's 57 already.
Yeah.
I thought he was younger than that.
Hey, he looks good for 57.
I'm going to go Tim
puts a lot of
McGraw
work
came
in.
before Nike then.
57 years ago, 60 years ago.
Because I'd have had him in his 40s. That's how good he looks.
Yeah, I'm going to say Tim McGraw is older than Nike because Nike seems to me was like 68 and Tim McGraw would have been around 66.
Tim McGraw, 67. Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight created Nike. It was founded in 1964.
Okay.
Wow, 64 for Nike.
LaFontaine.
Yeah. These are the things you learn at trivia. I'm telling you, trivia has blown up the last couple of weeks, isn't it, Rocky?
What was it?
We had 17 teams. I'm saying trivia the last couple of weeks, it is completely blown up.
It's been insane. Like it's picked up so much I can't even find a parking spot. It's fun to lug all my equipment, but it's been crazy. And all new players too, like new people have to.
And Rockstar played, I think you played 3 or 4 songs last night.
I tried a Widespread Panic last night and I failed miserably. So
yeah, he did Gravedigger, and I was like,
oh, that's Dave Matthews.
Or Dave Matthews. Yeah, I was like, you
She
need to work on that a little bit. Anyway, Odie's Tavern, 2 locations. The original we were at last night in Crestline, the newest location right there on the corner of Broadway and Oxmoor in Edgewood, downtown Homewood. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Enjoy ice-cold beer buckets full of Bud Lights. It is Odie's Tavern.
Okay, when we come back, Rockstar's 4 Downs today brought to you by Slice. That's coming up. Later on, trash as well, and some of the other college football headlines and portal news for you. This is TNR.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst coming up May 12th through the 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free public admission. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend long. Fireworks show on Friday night. How about this? Free Velcro Pygmies concert coming up on Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday. They're going to take care of mom with free mimosas all day on Sunday. For more information for this incredible event, go online, LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Done Away is standing by ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
Hey, back with you on the next round. Our Urology Centers of Alabama portal update today brought to you by UCA. Great folks down there. If you want to stay in touch with your health as you get a little bit older, man, 30s, 40s, 50s, so much change, including your prostate health, Urology Centers of Alabama, urologycentersalabama.com, the website to set up an appointment. 16 locations. Many urologists manning those locations all over the state of Alabama. Schedule that appointment today, 205-930-0920. Prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between, they'll take care of you. There's a great chance there's a UCA, Urology Centers of Alabama, location near you. Find out, urologycentersalabama.com. I love what Missouri is doing. We're not worried about their offense this year, are we?
No. I think Brady Cook's really good. We talked about Luther Burden. We talked about Cody Schrader.
Yeah, they should be good.
Yeah, they bring in Eddie Kelly, who played all 13 games on the defensive line with Georgia Tech. They bring in Michigan linebacker, former four-star Jeremiah Beasley, who didn't get on the field last year. But he was a four-star recruit to Michigan, so you knew he had some talent. They've been plugging in some holes. They've done a good job in this portal. I like what Missouri's doing. A couple of quarterbacks we don't expect much out of when they get to a new location. Jeff Sims' next school now is Arizona State, where he could be the starter. He has been the starter at Georgia Tech and Nebraska. And Nick Evers, one-time Wisconsin quarterback, is at UConn. That is the move in the portal there, brought to you by our friends at UCA, Urology Centers Alabama.com. 4 Downs every Thursday, brought to you by Rockstar and Slice. LT will tell you about Slice coming up in the second. Rockstar on Thursdays takes us away from the sporting world and gives us an opportunity to get into oftentimes quirky questions from Rockstar. Rocky, what do you have for us today on First Down?
Give me a second, guys. All right.
First Down.
What is something you regret not doing when you were younger?
I brought this up on Uncork with Lil T. Did you guys realize Lil T graduated with a 4.0 from Auburn?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it blew me away.
She had a 4.0. What was her major?
Why did it blow you away?
Because you know how difficult a 4.0 is, and Little T seems like, and I told her this, no offense, but she seems like more like me going to school for the college experience, social experience, partying, doing just enough to stay eligible, and she had a 4.0. But anyway, with that said, I was like, one thing that I regret is not, because you've got to be there. When I was in class, why not like try to learn and try to do better? Like, I really do regret.
You skipped a lot of classes.
I skipped a lot of classes, but when I was there, I was doing other things. I can't even imagine having a cell phone, but I just didn't pay attention.
Like you were in class, maybe counting up book, figuring out
I had
numbers.
One of the best history teachers in all of the world, and Dr. McGraw. And he would tell these fascinating stories.
And you love history.
He would catch, and I love history, but it catch my attention, and I still made a C in history. And it, like, my plea to the youth out there, you've got to be there, do the work. You will respect, you will be proud of your work later in life.
What about you, Brownie?
Because I did not get my college degree primarily because I did not exert myself. Like I'm like you, I just didn't take it seriously. But I've always looked back on it and I'm like, would my life have been different if I'd got my degree in 4 years? I might have taken a different job, and I never worked at WJOX, so I never met you guys, so I never do this, so in a lot of ways I'm like, well, I'm glad I did it the way I did it because of the way everything turned out. I do regret, though, before we had kids, maybe not traveling to more places that you're not going to travel to with kids. You just don't realize that when you don't have kids.
Like Syria?
Yeah, go mark off 193. I still need Syria to get number 193, but I would like to have done Europe, right after we had just gotten married. And, we'll eventually do it once we don't have kids.
Oh, I think we're going to do a European tour for the next round.
Are we?
All we need is plug in some wires. For me, it's easy, Rockstar. It is learning how to swim. I mean,
you can still do that.
I could, but it is harder to do right now.
With a pot roast.
Harder to do right now. But I don't swim well enough. I can jump in a pool in a deep end. I probably can fall off a boat. and
Probably could fall off a boat.
and survive for a little bit. But I don't swim and missed a lot until I was 18 to where I could at least doggy paddle, and even after that, I don't enjoy the pool as much as everyone else.
How confident would you be jumping off a bridge and surviving? And I'm not talking about I'm just talking about like a 40-foot bridge.
I couldn't jump off Chimney Rock and feel comfortable doing it.
I wouldn't feel comfortable off Chimney Rock
because of my height and then the depth of the water. I wouldn't be comfortable without some kind of life preserver close by, jumping into Lake Martin just off of the boat without knowing that.
So do you wear and it's smart to do this, I never do it, but do you wear the life preserver when you're like on a boat?
No, I don't. I usually have one close by, which is not going to help you if the boat flips.
And if you hit your head.
Yeah, but I do, like if I jump in the water, I'm going to sit there and drink beer and we're going to all float a little bit in the water. I like to have a flotation device to sit on or lean on.
Oh, yeah, if you're floating, you got to.
I'm drinking a beer, yeah.
Second down.
What would you name your condom brand?
Oh, wow. Now that you've asked this, you've put us in a spot.
Yeah.
How about
why do you do this to us, Rex?
the Zycote?
That's good.
And there are two sizes.
Oh, no.
Because everybody's different size.
That's right, yes.
You've got the Nut Hut and the Cock Sock.
Yep.
Okay.
I was going to
You
go
asked for it.
I was going to go with a golf theme and just call it head covers.
Okay.
Yep. Mine, because for your pleasure too, is called Saturn, and it comes with rings.
Oh my! So I saw this on Reddit. And
what does your rings come with?
Fingers?
Keeping the galactic conversation a black hole.
Oh my!
Oh no!
So this guy on Reddit submitted this, and I think it is the best name for a condom brand. You have to have it spelled out. You have to have it written. Naked.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Spin it over here. I'm sorry.
I got it.
Yeah. I still think Zycote is really good.
That's not bad.
That was really good. That was really good.
Naked with a Y is very good.
Third down.
That's our TED Talk.
What film has great reviews, but you know you will never have any interest in seeing it?
Gandhi.
Really
he's
long.
pretty passive, wasn't he?
Yeah, very long.
Yeah.
Did
Nobody gets
Avatar-
decapitated.
Did Avatar have great reviews?
I don't.
I made
It made a
$1
ton of
billion.
money.
It won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
And I told Brown
Yeah.
this came up. We did a trivia for the Coppers a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And Avatar was one of the questions, and Brown said he'd never seen it. And I was like, I watched it, but it was an investment of time that I would never go
I'm
back
not
to.
interested. Like, it's an amazing technology and everything. But
Lunsford said we didn't win Best Picture. I
Wait,
thought he
Lunsford
did.
back there. Has he ridden the ride? Do you like the ride at Animal Kingdom?
So the ride doesn't fit real well with me, so I have not ridden that ride.
Okay, it's not great. I think it's overrated, honestly.
But yeah, I lost to Hurt Locker that year. He lost to his wife.
Hurt Locker was great.
He lost to his wife?
Yeah, Catherine Bigelow did that movie.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Catherine Bigelow's
Ex-wife.
debut, Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
I'll take two,
Fourth
Johnny.
down.
That's Utah. Give me 2.
I'll take two, Johnny.
I'll have 2 of those things.
Fred.
What was the best live concert you have ever attended? The music, not the experience of like what you did that night, or like the actual music.
The actual music, so not the experience. Okay.
Unfortunately, I've only been able to see Metallica twice, and I saw them both for the Black Tour in 1991, and then I saw And Justice for All in 1989. And Justice for All was amazing. And like, there are so many acts that they sound so different when they're live. Metallica is spot on.
Yeah. I wish that's one regret. I've never seen them.
And they're
You still got time.
They're still good
Well,
effort.
not now. Like yes, now would be great, but I'm talking about doing the Black Album.
Yeah. There are 2 for me. I've seen Alabama many times and never seen them be bad. Alabama has been good every time I saw them back in the day. But I think the best they ever were was one night I saw them at Riverfest, I think it was called, in Gadsden, when they closed down the main road in Gadsden right there on the river and put up a big stage. They bring a ton of acts, and they were the big act that night. And they were I just remember it being such a good concert.
Did they play you some mountain music?
Oh, you know they did, baby. Alabama was great live. I saw them many times live, never bad. But I think the top of my list is I saw Tom Petty at Oak Mountain. And this is pretty late in Petty's career. I mean, this had to be in the 2000s, so I don't know how old he was. But he was terrific rock star, and I think he was stoned out of his gourd. He almost fell.
Not Tom.
I know he almost fell off the stage one time, but he was fantastic that night.
So we're going by strictly music because
not like who you were with, or
like
it's just
Taylor Swift puts on a great show. The Killers for the first time in the rain that made it really, really good for me.
That's when you pissed yourself, right?
Yeah, but there are certain situations. But just for the sheer music, first thing that popped in my mind was Legion Field. And I know you'll laugh because they get pegged as horrible in person, but Counting Crows open for Rolling Stones. That was just a good night of music. It was a good show. Dave Matthews, Maggie and I were broken up for one period of time when we started dating. It was when I got whacked with a coat hanger coming back from the beach, and I forget what I did wrong.
It happens.
But, you had to get disciplined on the drive back.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we broke up it ended up being 7 days. It was about really 3 days, and then I went on and invited somebody else. She loved Dave Matthews back then. I was a road to center at Oak Mountain. I'd got us tickets, and I took somebody else and sat there.
Who'd you take?
Kevin Storr. It was a guy, but she didn't know that.
When you told her it was hot blonde.
I've already got somebody else. I'm sorry, but it was Kevin Storr. They were fantastic that night. So they were really, really good.
Does she still get on to you about that? Has she ever seen Dave?
I don't think she ever saw Dave, man. She paid me back. She paid me back because she went to see Bruce Springsteen in the post 9/11 tour he went on, and she hates Bruce Springsteen.
That's from the Rising.
So she just did it to
She
screw
took
you.
my tickets and her friend and went to that because I had to do late local.
I love
tickets.
Tickets on a desk to Bruce Springsteen one time.
Oh, I would love it.
I'll tell you, I know you're a Motley Crue guy, but the first couple of times I saw, and I've seen Motley Crue a bunch, but their energy is still crazy because I saw them a couple of years ago in Nashville.
I think I saw them 7 times.
With Def Leppard. Def Leppard is fantastic too. I've seen them multiple times. But Motley Crue, the first time I saw them was 1984. It was the Girls, Girls, Girls tour. They opened for Ozzy Osbourne.
My God.
That show was awesome. And then in 87, I saw Guns N' Roses on the Appetite tour open for the Girls, Girls, Girls Motley Crue. Those two shows with the combinations were incredible.
But you're gonna laugh at this because it was 5 Points Music Hall, and I'm that guy who always likes to say I saw them before they were somebody.
Guar.
But this really was. Matchbox 20. Kevin Storr took me down to see them right before they blew up, and they were there, and I was watching them the whole time.
Was Luca getting bounced around backstage?
Maybe.
Me lovelies.
But Kevin Storr, who works at UAB now, just a great, married Beth Shelburne, if you remember Fox 6 days. He's like, hey, let's go see this band. I really like them. They're playing at the music hall. And I was like, sure, let's go. So we go down there, and the whole time I kept wondering, how are these guys not big?
Yeah.
This is fantastic music.
Yeah, they broke out right after that. They credit a lot of
Birmingham
that.
was a big. This market was really big for them.
For that genre, really.
I saw them last May. I don't know if you guys were at that show. I've seen them a bunch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Matchbox was good.
They put on a great show.
But they were so tight that night, Rockstar, and his voice sounded eventually like it just sounded on the CDs.
They were hungry. Then I saw Our Lady Peace at 5 Points, and it was incredible. That's something that there's probably 300 people there, but it was an incredible show.
The Garth show a couple summers ago was fantastic.
He was
terrific.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a great show. Music, and we're talking music here. That would be one of my top 5 shows. I don't know musically what we're talking about here.
I know we're up against it, but Forster said he's seen Metallica without James Hetfield. I know James got burned on that Guns N' Roses tour, and I think they brought in their roadie, right, to actually play guitar for a while, but I thought Hetfield was still singing. So who was fronting it when Hetfield was out?
Didn't he?
So I think he had been in a
Sea-Doo.
Sea-Doo accident, and this was they were playing some big festival in Atlanta, and so I saw lead singers like Korn, and I think Kid Rock did some songs with them, filling in for James.
That's amazing that they still put on the show, but still.
Yeah. Is it possible that Korn opened for the band live?
No.
At one point, that never opened.
They're two separate. Like their Korn is like heavy.
Like I was
on a tour. Yeah, go ahead.
In the amphitheater outside of Kansas City and live, and they had a really rockin' opener that I did not like, and I saw that concert, and in my memory, it was Korn opening for live. It would have been late 90s.
It's probably Fuel opening for live.
It could be.
Hey, Rockstar, the other night when I was off Tuesday, Jennifer and I went to a concert at the Ryman, and Death Cab for Cutie was at Bridgestone. I was surprised that they could do Bridgestone Arena. That's a pretty big arena.
Yeah, and I can't name you one.
Oh, me
Death
neither.
Cab song.
Jennifer was like, "What is Death Cab for Q2?" I was like, "I really
Black
don't know."
Parade is their biggest hit.
Oh, Black Parade. Yeah, I forgot about
but
Black Parade.
how could they do Bridgestone? That's a big
It
venue.
does seem big. I've seen them twice. Once in Vegas, in this theater that's in Aria, and then once at Avondale, outside on the stage there at Avondale.
Did y'all get a private invite to Johnny Swims?
We did not. Why?
Oh, because I saw Jen's post. She was like, "We got a birthday invitation from."
Oh, it was his. It was the lead singer Abner, the husband. It was his birthday. I think that was the joke.
Okay.
No, it was not a private invite. I wish it was.
Because Dunaway said you were being really stealth about your trip, so we were just trying to figure out
What was that stealth about?
I kept asking you, what do you have a day off for? I got to go to Nashville. So what are you doing? We have got to go to Nashville. And
I never said that. I said I was going to a concert.
You did not. You never told me that. But it's no big deal. He was just
No,
asking
you
me
just
why.
brought it up to Lance.
Well, he's like, why was he going to Nashville? I said, I don't know. I asked him 2 or 3 times in different ways.
Oh.
I just thought it was a private event.
No.
Yeah.
That's very public at the Ryman. That's a great venue for a
I
concert.
have never seen anything at the Ryman.
Fantastic. I'm a big sound, just because of what we do for a living, bad sound just drives me insane. And that is maybe the best sound I've ever seen at a venue. It was just incredible. Such good sound.
Our friends at Slice brought you that 4 downs right there. Tell us about the great locations there at Slice.
Yeah, 5 locations, the original Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park, and now Edgewood, right there on the corner of Oxmoor and Broadway. Get and see the Bajaya brothers. The late Jeff Bajaya created this incredible legacy. His brothers continue to celebrate it for him. Get in, see Jason, Chris, tell them the next round sent you. From the Hot Mama to the Bajaya special, you're going to love it. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
The Celtics eliminated the Heat last night. Mavericks takes a 3-2 lead over the Clippers. More basketball tonight. Milwaukee at Indiana as the Bucks try to stay alive. And then Knicks and Sixers in Philly, 8 o'clock on TNT. That's the big NBA game tonight. When we come back, we'll talk more football with you. Some NFL, some Deion Sanders, some college football. All that still to come on the show. This hour brought to you by Champy's Chicken, Champy's world-famous fried chicken right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Nothing says spring and summer better than a margarita and a good piece of southern fried chicken right there at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119. Get it, the hand-cut chicken fingers, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. And if you're going to or from the beach, just off the Alabaster exit, it's a great place to stop. It's champyschicken.com.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older, must be present to win.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or Michelson. LaserVision.com.
You never know what we're up to here at the Next Round. The easiest way to stay in the know with our antics and adventures is to follow the Next Round across all social media platforms at Next Round Live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Whether it's Dunaway sleeping in the studio, Tim and Lunsford breaking down the latest movie release, or Game Day Chronicles, we are here to keep you updated on the latest sports news while, of course, having just a little bit of fun. Follow at Next Round Live across all platforms to join in.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party returns to Greystone for the Region's Tradition May 8th through 12th. Watch the legends of the game at Greystone and check out the Celebrity Pro-Am featuring Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Hugh Freeze, and country superstar Riley Green. Enjoy the fun in the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. And don't miss the food trucks and the Friday concert featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. The Region's Tradition. Buy your tickets today.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Bobby says, I believe Shine Down's going to be in Huntsville in September. There is an early September festival, I think, up there. A couple of days with a lot of 90s rock bands that I'm getting. What is it?
Gwen Stefani's doing it. The Gin Blossoms are doing it.
Gin Blossoms is one that jumped for me. I think
Blink 182.
Blink 182 jumped for me, and I think Shine Down's part of that, Bobby. And it comes across my Instagram feed all the time. If I popped it up right now, it would not be there. But when I get that, I'll pass it along. It seems like it's a 3-night festival up there in Huntsville coming up in September.
It's a 2-night. It's a Saturday and a Sunday night, I think.
Yeah,
but it's a 2-night thing.
I just tuned out. My wife actually sent it to me. I tuned out because it's middle of football season, which bothers me a little bit. Final hour of the show, as I said, brought to you by Champies. More on them coming up a little bit later on. As we jump into this hour, some football conversation to have. One of them, by the way, is calendar related. As I give you the countdown, we moved from 115 to 114 days out at 11 o'clock. So we've just passed the 11 o'clock kicks on week 0. And as Reddit College Football points out, the 11 o'clock was our equinox of college football. It was 115 days since Michigan beat Washington for the national championship. And it's now 114 days until we kick off week 0. So we've hit the college football equinox there. I wonder if it feels like 115 days for Kalen DeBoer. Or does it feel like 3,000 days for Kalen DeBoer?
Yeah.
Or does it feel like 5 days
Man,
for
I mean,
Kalen DeBoer?
he is, we joke about him not saying no. But, yesterday we have on Dusty Dvorak, and he did their show yesterday morning before he came on. It seems like he is doing something. Well, he's doing multiple things every single day.
Yeah, I mean, that's his style. I don't know if he views that as recruiting. I don't know. I mean, he's a different style, and that's what I like about him.
Messing with the boys last week.
Yeah.
He does a lot.
He's done 30 minutes on our show twice now. I would say it's one of the things I like about him is that he has been his own man so far. Like, he's done it a different way than Nick Saban.
You just wonder if he can keep up with this pace. It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, listen, if you don't win, it doesn't matter if you're your own man or not. If you don't win, you're not going to keep the job.
Well, I was talking to somebody about a trip he made to Huntsville to visit some of the big donors up there to Alabama and some of the big fans up there. And with the school plane, it was basically wheels up, short flight to Huntsville, meet, greet, hang out, eat, talk, back on the plane, back, landed, and home, all in less than 3 hours.
That's pretty efficient.
Yeah.
So, and I'd like to know the dollar total as well, right? That's
right.
important.
Yeah.
3 hours and X million dollars. Now we're talking, right?
Yeah. So you got to do some of that, especially when you're the new coach, to get out and meet the people who fund everything for the university. But I do think when it gets to be football time, he'll probably pare some of that back.
Oh yeah, I think he'll be different in season and out of season. But I think he's doing what he's comfortable with. I don't know if he thinks he's got to sell it more for recruiting right now, just to show that there is going to be some continuity from the Saban years to the DeBoer years. I don't know. I don't know his thought process, but I know he's his own man. I saw in that Bussin' with the Boys, one of the things that popped out, which we were aware of this. He was asked, what do you think the players would say is the biggest difference? And
he talked music.
Yeah, he said music at practice. He goes, it's just something that hadn't been done around here. He goes, there's nothing wrong with it, but we got music at practice.
Well, yeah, when I was getting updates, AL.com, when you can weave through all the pop-ups, like it would give notes from each practice, and at the bottom they would do what the playlist was. And I was like, I can't imagine Nick Saban saying, let's have this playlist out here.
Yeah, but then as he talked about it, and to Brown's point in the clip with Bussin' with the Boys, he talked about how on some days we'd even crank the volume up louder because if I thought they were really focused already and they were sort of turning the music out, I will turn the music up even louder because there's a lot of distractions with 100,000 fans on Saturday, including music, but also noise and everything. So you got to be working with hand signals and dealing with those distractions anyway. So he sort of sees it as a tool, getting them ready for the game day distractions.
That's what, I mean, he does crazy. Have you heard about the unorthodox receivers go over the middle and he shoots them with paint guns when they're actually about to catch football?
I have not heard that.
Are you serious on this?
No.
Yeah. I was about to say, you have me sold for a minute.
But if you can catch passes by being shot with paint pellets.
Yeah. But gee, you've worked with somebody before who would have acted like they knew that. Ian would have.
You're right, brother.
That's right, brother.
Used to do. He started that at Sioux Falls.
It's innovation at its peak.
Yes.
I'm in tears right now.
Started that at Sioux Falls when my big brother was coach there.
Yeah, because I thought about just going along like I don't really know, but I need to support LT with this.
I think we probably would have heard about that. One of the receivers gets one in the eye.
I was a little surprised I had not, to be honest with you, when you started saying it.
Gary says if you can dodge a wrench,
that's right.
Different ways to coach it up. A+, bringing you this segment as we jump into one more big college football topic I want to bring up here.
General Booty's in the transfer portal. Are you going to bring that up? General Booty.
I was about to. Perfect timing.
Rockstar's favorite name.
He's a good guy. I want him to get out.
It's just General Booty Rockstar.
In general, I want
nothing
Booty.
specific.
Yeah.
Brad Bell is my guy. A+ Tile Home Remodeling. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. And Scott's showing you some photos of my master bathroom remodel because my wife got on the internet and scoured the internet looking for the best person to do it. She talked to contractors. She talked to people that had used certain contractors, read a ton of reviews. She came away saying, hey, Brad Bell's the guy for the job. I'm so glad we picked him. His crews were on time. They were courteous. They were clean. They worked hard. They did tremendous work. Here's his number. It's his cell number, 205-422-1758. Call Brad. He did Lance's bathroom too, as Scott is showing you. 205-422-1758. Master bathroom, kitchen, master bedroom closets.
I've got my kitchen estimate on the counter, by the way.
Look out. Look out. We got a new kitchen on the way to the Taylor house. That is where you're going to enjoy the time and get your money back when you sell it. Brad Bell, A+ Tile Home Remodeling, 205-422-1758.
Hey, congratulations to Texas Tech first. They sold out their season tickets for the second straight year, 32,000 strong there in Lubbock.
Are you kidding?
They back-to-back years. That's their season tickets, 32,000.
Yeah.
They got students.
That's still impressive.
Yeah. Not as impressive as the Tennessee Volunteers, who have now sold out their season ticket package for the second straight year. They have 70,500 season tickets available. That comes with a donation and all that. 70,500. They do get a specific game back on that home schedule this year that will be a hot ticket. It's the return game now. Alabama back at Tennessee for the first time since that big monumental win for Heupel there.
I am going to list Alabama a 4.5-point favorite right now.
Wow, without seeing either team
early
so far.
favorite.
Alabama 4.5 according to LT there. But I did want to ask you: do you guys think it's important to save the bowl games at all?
No, I do not.
I mean, I like the bowl games just because it's something extra to watch and something extra to wager on.
I mean, I think if the bowl games want to exist, fine. I'm going to watch them. They get good TV numbers, but they are not important to the future of college football. The future of college football is the college football playoff, and we are involving the bowl games too much in that, Dunaway. There needs to be less involvement in the bowl games of the college football playoff, more on-campus games. So the bowl games are not important to me, no.
The bowls, the people that run the bowls in their last meeting coming out of that believe that new NIL rules that will bring NIL in-house to universities and the sharing of revenue that will happen will save the bowl games because it will contractually obligate players not to opt out of these bowl games. They will be contractually obligated to play in these bowl games. Now, of course, I believe that that's when you will have a lot of pulled hamstrings and twisted fingers and knees and headaches and
concussions, all those things.
All that bloating, all that would keep you out of the game. But at least contractually, it would end the opt-out era of these bowl games. That is at least what the bowl officials. Is that enough to save them?
Yeah, I don't think they'll go anywhere because I do think, Monday Night Football was created for gambling purposes.
Yeah.
I think the bowls, that's one of the only reasons it sticks.
I'm like you, Dunaway. Like Caleb Williams would be a good example. What bowl game was USC in this year when they collapsed at the end? They make the Sun Bowl or some crap like that. Holiday Bowl.
I think it was Holiday Bowl.
Yeah,
Holiday Bowl.
2 years ago, they got beat by
Tulane in the Cotton Bowl.
Tulane, yeah.
That was a great game.
That was a fantastic game. But if I'm Caleb Williams and I know I'm going to be the number one pick, and it is the Holiday Bowl against Louisville,
no chance you're playing.
I might be under contract to USC, but buddy, my hamstring is a mess right now.
Yeah, you grab it when you roll out one day in practice. You get that on tape.
Yep. I can lift a little bit more.
You go pay the school videographer.
So I think that's what's going to happen. I get what they're doing there. But, the weird thing is these bowl games, I think TV ratings are as high as they've ever been on them with the opt-out era. It really hasn't hurt them that much.
Because if we're not in the playoffs, I always want to see my team's future.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that interests me about bowl games at that point is I want to see my team's future. I remember when I was a kid, 1976, I believe it was. Bama fans, check me historically if you're old. 1976 Liberty Bowl, really good UCLA team coming to play Alabama in the Liberty Bowl in Memphis.
Right.
And I got so fired up because of the young players on the Alabama team kicked UCLA's butt in that game. And I knew they were all coming back. And I knew 77, 78, and 79 were going to be really good years. Bama had suffered, I believe, Georgia earlier in the year. It beat them
36-6. They beat UCLA. Yeah, UCLA's number 7,
and they beat number 7 UCLA in the Liberty Bowl. They beat their eyes out in that game. And I thought to myself, man, a lot of young players played in that game. Bama's going to be good in 77, 78, and 79. They won 2 national championships and could have won a third.
I see what they're doing here, but again, the TV ratings have been fine for the bowl games. I don't anticipate that changing. Like everybody, all these things that were supposed to cause people to quit watching college football on TV have not done that, by the way. I don't know if you guys are keeping up on this, but like the college football playoff, all the bowls are meaningless now. And I used to always argue the bowls have the same exact meaning with the playoff and without it. They were meaningless before. They are going to continue to be meaningless. Christian McCaffrey was a big name, opted out. Bowl games are dead. People won't watch them if players opt out. People keep watching them. NIL, I'm done with college football. TV numbers, highest they've ever been in college football. Transfer portal, I'm done. This is free agency college football. It's not the college football game out. TV numbers, highest they've ever been. Anytime people say they're going to quit watching college football or the NFL, you know what they don't do?
Yeah.
We're addicted. We're addicted in this country. There's almost nothing that can make you quit watching football.
If football's on, you're going to watch it if
Absolutely.
you're a football fan. Go Rockstar, he's got the shirt on, the Detroit Lions. Now, power rankings, now they're number 3 in the latest power ranking poll you talked about, and it's become a good organization.
Alabama fans call it Alabama North.
When they sucked for a long, long time, what did you have on Thanksgiving Day?
The Detroit Lions, and it would be one of the highest-rated TV games of the entire season.
And I know that's part of the Thanksgiving tradition is football, but
you don't have to watch it. You can leave the TV off.
Yep.
But you know what? They watch it in record numbers, Lance.
Hey, while you grab the new Sprite over there. They were telling me about this. This is limited run only for Sprite this summer. Tell us about Michelson Laser Vision. LT.
Yeah, it seems like everything is going up in price, but not for LASIK at Michelson Laser Vision. Doctors Jennifer and Mark Michelson have held the cost at LASIK steady for the pre-inflation pricing from 2 years ago, and it looks like a lot of folks starting to get their tax refunds about now. Using your tax refund for LASIKs with Doctors Michelson, perfect way to do something really great for yourself. Write this number down, 205-969-8100, a number that I called over 2 decades ago. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. Got the procedure done. I've still got 2015 vision, better than 2020. Stop procrastinating. Call 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. Ask about the pre-inflation pricing. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
I actually had one of these by the pool yesterday where I threw in a spot of tequila.
Did you now? So we were asking the chat room, Josh says it, what is that Sprite
Looks very Tulane-like.
That is right next. All right, so there's the Coke Spiced, if you're watching this on video. And he said, what's the next Sprite? So that's the Sprite. This is Sprite Chill, Lance. It's got a little Tulane vibe to it with the wave there.
Open it up and taste it,
Cherry
Brownie.
lime.
Now, you like a ranch water occasionally.
I had one the other
night. Now, imagine couple big blocks of ice, a little tequila, and that poured in there.
So it's cherry lime, flavor lemon lime and cherry lime.
Hit
so
that.
here we go.
It tastes so good.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I've not had that. I've not even noticed it in the cooler.
Put a little Red Mont vodka in that too.
Cherry lime Sprite Chill.
Yeah,
And
right
it's
there.
got the Tulane look. Yeah,
or if you're a Phi Mu out there, throw a little rum in that thing. Worked out really good there for
Phi
you.
Mu's big rum fans.
Who's not, right?
Doesn't
Who's
waste
not?
the leg popper.
When we come back, we've got an announcement from EG about a future project that she's about to drop for you, and trash that's coming up on the show that's being brought to you this hour by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. LT, take us a break with our buddies at Hemp Hill, where you called it. It went to 91 yesterday.
205-229-2090. Weather is getting hot out there. You need to make sure that AC unit ready to keep up with this changing weather. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Call them today. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new Chicken Bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the Bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mama Mother's Day Sunday. LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th. LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
Visit nextroundlive.com today. It's free, unless you haven't paid your internet bill. So go ahead and pay that, and then it's free. Heck, you can pull out your phone and go to nextroundlive.com right now, where you'll find all the free content that you can stomach. Unless you haven't paid your phone bill, then you need to pay that, and then you can enjoy all the free content. Nextroundlive.com is so rewarding that it should be behind a paywall, like Lance's Lock. So in summary, play Lance's Lock. Then you'll have enough money to pay your bills, and go to nextroundlive.com, where you're always at your happiest, for free.
Back with you on the Next Round. We'll get to trash in a second, and LT will tell us about Lake Fest in a second as well. Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken brings you this hour. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Can't beat those guys. Hand-cut chicken fingers and a lot more. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It is Champy's Chicken. We'll get Patrick. We got that story coming up right before trash, so bear with me on that. We got some details about that. It's amazing. As LT slides back in here, Emily Grace is here to tell us about.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I need to stand anyway.
All right.
To Menzel.
That's right.
So Emily Grace is here. She's got something that's about to pop on our platforms here. What is happening?
So we have seen the discussion about how you guys want a baseball/Braves centric platform where you can go tune in to what's happening latest in the Braves season, series, that kind of thing. So we have listened, and today, me and Ush Sisk, Ryan Brown's bestie, you may know him from Triple Threat Trivia or from his antics in the office.
Almost got handcuffed to him.
Almost got handcuffed. Yeah. He will be joining me, and we will be doing a weekly Braves podcast with some MLB content as well called The Pennant Grace.
He's the biggest Braves fan I know, other than you, maybe.
Here's the logo, the Pennant Grace there.
He's literally employee 14 now.
Yeah, very much. Is. I think that's what he wants us to say.
Yeah.
So on that, Braves-centric. When does the first one drop? Where will people get it?
So we will get it actually today. The goal is to push it out after we film it. And you can get it on the Disrupt Media channel. We'll have a little tab where you can go and see all the shows. We have a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook coming. Instagram and Twitter, X are up. So we'd love for you guys to go follow it. It's at The Pennant Grace, and you'll get updates, show clips, and we'll be interacting with you guys. And we'd also love eventually to do a live show every once in a while where there'll be a chat box so you guys can ask questions and just hang out with us.
All right. So that's coming up, The Pennant Grace there. And get it, like, subscribe, and all those places.
Please.
I don't know how to say his name, LT, but this pitcher for the Cubs, Shota Imagaga. He's from Japan, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's close. All I know he's pitched in 6 games. He's a lefty, and he's being compared to Fernando Valenzuela. He's 5-0. He's pitched 34.2 innings, 35 strikeouts, so that's a strikeout an inning, 0.78 ERA in his 6 starts. They're 5-0 in those starts. The lowest ERA in the first 6 starts of your major league career since Fernando did it in 1981.
And Fernando Mania, the old eyes rolling back in the head, he was fantastic. They ultimately go to the World Series. They win it that year. Has he faced any of the same lineups?
Is anybody's second
time
around? Yeah.
He just shut out the Mets in his last outing. And through a translator, my favorite part of the story was, through a translator, they asked him, what was it like to pitch here in New York? And he said, from my hotel room, I liked the view. I saw it in Spider-Man, so it's fun to pitch where Spider-Man lives. Okay. You gotta like that.
I love that.
You gotta like that.
He's not real.
Hey, does his interpreter like to gamble?
Yeah, you immediately worry about it, don't you, now? Yeah.
All I can say is... where is my money? Where is my money? Just keep saying that over and over. Paul says Pete Alonso is slow if you watch that game, I guess. But hey, Cubs playing pretty good little baseball right now to go along with the Braves and the Dodgers 1-2 in the power ratings, as they'll talk about on the Pennant Grace. Big series this weekend in L.A. Braves and Dodgers. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I still think that is a preview for the NLCS.
I agree.
That's not going on a limb. EJ, you can stay here for trash.
Yeah.
I can grab trash around you. And
let's do trash, but first, LT, we'll need. You can do it afterwards. We'll do trash brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right. Hit it, Rockstar.
So this morning I went to lift. I came back. I took a nap. I woke up from my nap. My balls and my nutsack were exploded.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
And our friends at Mortgage Right, they are your mortgage experts. Whether you're a first-time buyer or you're buying your final home, these are the guys that can lead you through every single step. Go to mortgageright.com/TNR NMLS 2239. Equal housing lenders. Do you guys like cheese balls?
I do not.
I do not.
Now, are you talking about like the cheese puffs? Or like the cheese ball you cut and you put it on a cracker?
Yeah, I'm talking about the cheese puffs.
No, I'm out.
Do not like those. I like the crunchy cheese curls.
Ooh, I don't like either.
I don't like those either. Boy, my little one loves them. Hallie will eat the crap out
I
of
would
those.
rather have the cheese puff than the curl, but
I'd
I
rather
don't want
have the curl.
either. They jack your hands
Yeah,
up.
I don't like that.
Yeah, get all up in your teeth. Yeah.
So, do we have any Anything video-wise on this?
Yeah, we're going to get some pictures up.
So hundreds of astounded onlookers gathered in Manhattan's Union Square Park on Saturday to watch an anonymous 22-year-old man in an orange mask devour an entire jar of cheese balls. Now, the anonymous man told the Post, quote, "I decided to do this because I thought New York City could use something like this.
They could.
Cheese balls are funny, and eating an entire jar of one is a difficult task, but not impossible." I would think that it would get hard to swallow.
Yeah.
There's congeals in your
all the cheese dust
dries you out, it seems, right?
Yeah.
It all started with ominous posters popping up around the area, and in the weeks leading up to the main event, for some reason, the oddball attracted curious onlookers. People came together to shout, "Cheese Ball Man."
I will never.
He signed autographs.
The Cheese Ball Man did.
How bad is our society? How stupid are we?
Amazingly, though, after those cheese balls, he didn't have to use a pen. He could just do it with orange stuff on his finger.
So I'll never forget when we were working in radio, there was a coworker of ours whose lunch had gotten stolen from the common refrigerator there.
Happened to me.
And it has happened to Rockstar. Well, this guy he does an email blast, Rockstar, puts everybody on blast, like, I am on a diet, a prescribed diet. You messed my diet up. I had to, the very next day, like not 3 weeks later, the very next day, I walked past the studio he's working in, and he's got one of those jugs of cheese balls, and he's just got his hand reaching in there.
So nasty.
Would you ever reach in there after anyone else?
Oh, no.
He put the whole company on blast on his diet. He's in there eating a ton of cheese balls.
This guy looks like a terrorist on break.
I'm surprised he chose to be anonymous. That's interesting.
He is signing
there was a ton of people watching this, so a lot of people at 3 p.m. had nothing to do but watch a guy eat cheese balls with the.
You know what?
the
It looks
Deer Park
like
water.
Jared got out of jail.
Yeah.
That's why he's got the mask on.
Have we seen the Yellow King lately?
There
I
are.
have not. Got ousted.
Yes.
There are a lot of great things to do in New York City. One thing, watching this guy, that's not one of the
Guy eat
things.
cheese
No.
balls. You're not going to do that.
No.
Moving on, a woman keeps a life-size cardboard cutout of her husband because he's serving a 30-year jail sentence.
Oh, I thought you were like serving in the military. I was like, oh, that's kind of heartfelt.
No, he's in
Not
his
prison sentence.
prison grub right now. His garb.
That's true. That is a prison green, isn't it?
Boy, I got a hard time believing she's going to wait 30 years.
No.
She looks like Janice from Friends.
A little bit. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think she would
Chandler Bing.
Oh,
it does look like
my
Janice.
God.
No, I think
Chandler.
he'll probably have you killed once he gets out.
But I mean, she wouldn't go alone, right? I mean, if she went out on the market, on the free agent market,
That's
she'd be
what
fine.
I'm saying. I mean, whether it's Pool Boy or somebody else.
She's better looking than anybody that's ever been on that show locked up.
So her name is Jade Chips.
That is a low bar, Jeff.
She met her husband Chris through a prison pen pal service, so she's immediately crazy.
So they don't even know
Immediately
each other.
crazy.
So she talks to the cutout.
Quote, I saw a show where this lady was talking about how she met her husband from a pen pal page, so I decided to check it out. After she signed up to become a prison pen pal, Jade 31 saw a picture of Chris, decided to write him. Quote, we went back and forth with writing, and then we started talking on the phone, and then I flew to meet him in person. The rest is history.
Yeah.
Now, he's serving a 31-year sentence for burglary and identity theft,
That's
and
what I asked.
has to serve a minimum of 10 years behind bars, but he also has a sizable income from his stake in a casino.
Oh.
And he owns the house where Jade now lives. Now, she's played this perfectly.
She really has.
Yeah, so she's got a free place to stay for 31 years.
All the benefits without having put up with a man.
Yeah.
Pair have never spent any time together outside of prison, and all she has to keep her company at home is this life-size cardboard
So
cutout.
romantic.
Well, I hope the person who stole my Facebook account and is stealing people's money, and the person that stole Emily Grace's Instagram account, I hope they meet somebody nice while they're stuck in prison for 30 years.
Here's the quote for you, though. He's been in prison so long that maybe he's institutionalized, but he knows what he wants to do when he gets out. He wants to impregnate me right away.
Oh. Wow. Lofty goals.
Well, they're married. I mean,
He's coming out firing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
He's got to make 5 shots inside D1 arenas in the first 24 hours. That's his bracket punishment.
Okay, this is in same arena, kind of, when a man decided to meet a woman in real life after the pair connected online. He probably didn't expect to be dodging bullets by the end of their date. According to the sheriff's office, the victim met Crystal Skiba at her home, and after being invited
pleasant.
inside, things became a little aggressive. Investigators say Skiba tried to seduce the man, then demanded money, pulled out a handgun, tried to block the victim from leaving. As the victim was running away, investigators say Skiba fired several shots at his vehicle. Skiba has been charged with attempted first-degree murder, shooting in an occupied vehicle, and possession of a controlled substance. She looks a little different from our last.
She does.
I agree.
Do you think she's ever smoked meth and said, I need to do it. It's got my name in it. It's crystal meth.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm not skiing.
She needs, outside of a little sunshine,
She does. Maybe
some shampoo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get. Dry shampoo even?
Yeah.
She's got
Anything.
She's got a little Mitch from
Did
Days
she
Confused.
land any of the shots?
Yeah.
Or were they
no.
all misses?
No, they were all misses.
Yeah.
So she needs to go to the
She needs
shooting
to go to the
range
shooting range too, apparently.
So shooting sun shampoo.
Yes.
Female
Triple S.
female dimple right there in the chin, usually reserved for
the ass face.
Yeah,
That is a little unique.
usually reserved for men.
That's more the Adam's apple, though.
Yeah, so you're calling.
I'm
Chin
just saying.
dimple is a male trait?
Well, Rockstar said she looked like a man.
I thought it was a man
She
at
looks like
first.
Mitch from Days Confused.
We used to work with a girl that had a dimple like that.
I've never thought that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've never noticed it on a woman before.
Well, they're unique. Like I mean, I think Bill O'Brien. I mean, who are other dimple chin guys?
Bill O'Brien's
Do you
is
have one?
significant.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Dunaway's got a little bit of one.
But I started really in 7th grade wanting one, so I'd do this in class.
Oh, so you made...
I try to make it.
You know, you
Wanting
can buy
one?
dimple makers on Amazon. It's like to get like cheek dimples, you can buy them.
Our society.
I always thought dimples were overrated.
Oh, thank you.
Dude,
What, do you have them?
Yeah.
She just showed them to us.
Oh, that's one of the things I never really notice is dimples.
I've got dimples.
I think I've got one.
Are yours natural or do you have them
No,
made?
mine are very natural.
Okay.
I did not have them
What
made.
are your thoughts on
and they're
Dunaway
spectacular.
getting pec implants?
Oh, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
You know, when in Rome, if you really
Do
want
him
to...
whatever works.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
I love that you tried to create a dimple.
Dimple.
Try, Brown. I did.
I don't think you can do that. Like I can't do
Hours. I would just sit in class.
It's a genetic...
hours. Rockstar.
Can you imagine what he was doing at home?
Oh my God, a lot of pulling.
Stretch Armstrong.
Like the damn thing owned its money.
Okay, so this is weird. There's a peculiar form of insurance coverage associated with the St. Lawrence Agency in Altamonte Springs, Florida, founded in 1987. This agency is famous for being the pioneering provider of alien abduction insurance policies.
Yeah, you can't be too safe this day and age.
Now, over the years, the agency has made headlines and garnered both support and skepticism for its alien abduction policy. St. Lawrence Agency reports to have sold thousands of these policies worldwide. The policy costs $19.99, pays out $10 million if you get abducted. It's important to note you'll need an alien signature to verify your
Oh, guys, you're going to get that on the abduction.
Always fine print.
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind signing this paper before you let me back?
Beep, beep, boop, bop, right?
It's okay if I take a little off your nose?
Oh, my.
Wow.
Wow, Dunaway.
Wow.
I mean, he does. There is a dent.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an interesting looking cat.
Yes.
He's one of those that cuts his own hair.
Yeah, probably so. Not often.
Okay, so people reveal culture shocks they were not prepared for while traveling. The first, Tokyo. Although there's 4 times more people than New York City, it's very quiet there. Nobody is screaming. Cars aren't honking.
Are you serious?
People aren't even really
I've heard of
talking.
I always pictured it was a loud city. It's not.
This guy's comparing it to New York City.
How is that not a loud city, though? I mean, look at all those cars. Are they all electric?
Look how fast they're going.
It doesn't even look real, does it?
Well, it looks pretty, though.
It does look pretty.
I would like to go.
I know. Hey, you know what? This is so weird. So I don't really know them that well, but my wife's got some friends, and they had just come back from, I think, 2 weeks in Tokyo, and said it's a beautiful place, Japan.
Think you could visit every subway in 2 weeks?
Food not as good as they
Really?
wanted it to be, which surprised me a little bit, and said language barrier was just impossible.
Yeah.
That made it so tough. Like they said we would not go back because of the food and the language barrier. And I would have guessed the food
Yeah.
Yeah.
is good.
Well, damn, why didn't they bail early?
Well, I think they'd already paid for it. At least they want to pay for it.
America. Calling the ambulance isn't free. It costs at least $2,000 for a 6-mile drive to the hospital. You guys ever been in the back of one?
Nope.
Nope.
I have.
Nope, I never am.
I have one time.
Transported from the special care the day after the Iron Bowl when my butt exploded.
Yep.
In
her face.
She did not know that was
never heard
coming.
about this?
No.
Transported
Show her the
to
video.
Brookwood for surgery.
Hey, you thought Lunsford's was bad.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
Should have seen what they pulled out of there.
Yeah, it was rough. I was
scissors.
You were there?
Well, I was at the Iron Bowl.
I don't remember what insurance covered the time I was in it.
Wait, why were you in it?
I had a little accident at Superior Grill.
Was that you left a couple teeth behind, didn't you?
No.
I was in
That was
Atlanta.
when I fell backwards and hit my head, and I had staples, but they had to wheel me out on a gurney on a Friday afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
This was before Grandview, so they had to take me all the way to Brookwood.
Dang.
And you never got to go to Superior. Friday at Superior, body to body.
Wild. Yeah, it's completely full. India. Again, this is culture shocks people were not prepared for while traveling. First shock was seeing elephants, cows, goats, pigs, and chickens all walk among the cars and people on the streets.
That is odd.
Boy, I do not
No
want to go.
desire.
Zero desire.
Yeah.
Looks awful.
It's also really dangerous, I've heard.
I mean, Slumdog Millionaire, really good film, but it shows you how dirty that country is.
Yeah.
I think that picture is pretty much justice.
Yeah, I mean, is that a dead chicken, that pile of white next to the dogs?
It could be a bag.
Might
I
be
mean,
a
those dogs are
trash
eating
bag.
something.
You know what my algorithm spit to me last night? So this group of school kids went on a field trip to a zoo, and they're behind the glass, and there's a bear. Bear's kind of out on an island. Well, for whatever reason, a duck and its ducklings land in the pond.
Game over.
So
Yeah.
the bear jumps out there, and in
Can't
front of the
unsee that.
kids starts just one by one the ducklings like chicken nuggets.
But that's where you gotta teach the kids.
Like
that's the
circle
cycle of life. I mean, that's what we study
they,
in school.
they were screaming.
I know.
They
Hey.
loaded them up. Let's go.
Hey kids, bear got to eat too, man.
Yeah, and that's why you don't go where you're not supposed to go.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's a
bad
good lesson in
landings.
life, isn't it, Jim?
Can you imagine Waze riding in India? 0.5 miles, cow, side of the road. 0.5 miles, dogs, middle of the road. 0.5 miles,
just
chicken,
crazy.
middle of the road.
Yeah.
It probably must smell terrible.
Doesn't look fun. Germany, the recycling requirements. This gentleman said, I literally had 11 different trash containers labeled paper, metal, plastic, batteries, etc. And if you put something in wrong, they would stop picking up your trash.
Oh my goodness.
Who digs through that?
Yeah. Is there like a scanner machine?
And then finally, Iceland. Police actually don't have guns in Iceland, just pepper spray and batons.
Well, what's the crime rate like, I wonder?
Obviously not high.
Well, I mean, that would be
Getting coffee today.
Yeah, that'd be something I'd like to know.
Andy Griffith didn't have a gun either.
He did not in Mayberry.
It's that
different,
angle.
different angle for you.
Trying to, I need to sidearm it.
Yeah. need to Cam Ward it. Is that trash?
That's trash.
That's trash today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Yeah, just great local guys, veteran founded. Again, their commitment is to Alabama, but they're all over the country. You can stop by, see them, their Highway 280 location. You can go online, mortgageright.com, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender, our friends at Mortgage Right.
Try the Cubs pitcher again, thanks to Jakerbo in the chat room. Shota Amayaga. Shota Amayaga.
That's the actual pronunciation?
The way he
Very
said
good.
it. So I gave that a shot there. Today, day baseball at 12 noon, top of the hour. Yankees-Orioles, Major League Baseball Network, battle for first place there. Atlanta won last night 5-2 over Seattle. They got the Dodgers this weekend. Dodgers on Monday getting Walker Buehler back.
Massive.
Best player in the SEC. Some will say the first baseman for Florida. Others will say first baseman to Georgia. What hospital were you born in? Do you know?
Northside.
Northside Hospital is where this guy was born.
Nice.
Charlie Condon of Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the first overall pick of the out of Georgia in the Major League Baseball draft. We'll get a chance to see all these guys coming
He's
up in
impressive.
Hoover.
Is there a chance you guys are the same age?
I think he is 2 years younger than me, but actually, I don't know because
He started somewhere else and transferred
yeah.
into Georgia. Was a walk-on at one point.
Yeah, when I was at Georgia Southern, we would do a home and home series with Georgia, and I actually got to see him play, and he is just an athlete, super impressive.
Yep.
How'd you know what hospital he was born in?
Yeah, how did you know that?
It was in a story I
Oh,
read.
okay.
Northside Hospital.
Okay.
It was
How did you just randomly think that she might be in the same hospital?
I know. It was weird.
Because I knew that it was on the north side, and she's from the north side.
I assume that's what the hospital was.
It was a gamble. I just,
Yeah, that is a huge
You
gamble.
weren't born at Grady?
No, that was a little.
You get shot late Friday night. That's where you
No, I've
went.
stayed near Grady actually, and it was not a. It was an interesting experience to say the least. You know who I'm the same age as though? Exactly. Money Mike Harris from the Braves.
Same birthday and everything.
Same birthday, same year. And he's from the Atlanta area. So
Feels like he's been up there for 3 years now. Is that about right?
Maybe a year and a half now.
Is that it?
Yeah.
He was a rookie last year?
probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
They did a great job of marketing him, though, to the fan base.
Yeah.
Like, they got him out in front of kids immediately and then did the headband promotion. I love him. Don't we look so much alike?
Yeah, you and
as
Money
twins?
Mike.
Yeah. So the Pennant Grace starting soon. Taylor's Uncorked, the Meltdown Live, 2 o'clock every day. Some of the other stuff you get to go along with Roll Tide Pods and War Dam Pods throughout your summer to help get closer and closer to the college football season. All of our content up here, like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Lake Fest is coming up, big event, LT, that we're excited about, including the Velcro Pygmies, one of the headline bands of this music festival over on the lake. It's more than just music, though. It's a lot of good food.
Yeah, and we're going to actually be doing a specialty show from Pell City next Tuesday night at the Buffalo Wild Wings. This is in celebration for Lake Fest, Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show, presented by AmFirst, May 10th through the 12th. Logan Martin Lake right there in Pell City. It's free admission for the public. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show, over 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend, including that Velcro Pygmies concert that Dunaway was talking about on Saturday night. They've got a fireworks show on Friday night. It's Mother's Day weekend. They're going to take care of mom. Free mimosas for all moms on Sunday. For more information, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. That's LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter @RockstarBHM.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention The Next Round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville. The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party returns to Greystone for the region's tradition May 8th through 12th. Watch the legends of the game at Greystone and check out the Celebrity Pro-Am featuring Charles Barkley, Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Hugh Freeze, and country superstar Riley Green. Enjoy the fun in the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. And don't miss the food trucks and the Friday concert featuring the Black Jacket Symphony. The region's tradition. Buy your tickets today.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Final segment of the show. Before LT tells us about today's mental health minute, 2 things. First, Brownie's got a big plate of food in front of him. Brownie?
It's our friends at Rodney Scott's. You'll know more about them soon. I've got some smoked brisket, smoked pork, smoked chicken, the mac and cheese, a nice cornbread roll, some baked beans, potato salad. This is what I call lunch.
The smell.
Southern Thanksgiving.
One of our neighbors down the hall was getting on the elevator, and she was like, "Man, that smells a lot better than my ham sandwich."
Yes, it does.
I remember the first time we all went to Rodney Scott's, and we all agreed best ribs we'd ever had.
Best ribs I've ever had. Still to this date.
And that was when Rodney was coming in town a lot because he was opening up the original location in Avondale. And, I mean, their food is so unique, but blowing up, new location coming soon. I go to the one right there in downtown Homewood, but just great food from the fine folks at Rodney Scott's.
A couple of tweets before the mental health minute for today. We'll start with Magic Johnson. We live in a world where you have to apologize for everything. Magic freaking Johnson, who should be able to say whatever he wants to say about the Los Angeles Lakers. Tweeted out, the Lakers have nobody but themselves to blame. They wouldn't have been in the play-in game or finished as a 7th seed this season if they hadn't lost too many games because of load management. Later on, he comes back and he has to say, Laker Nation, I have to apologize to the Lakers organization. It was injuries that plagued the Lakers this season, not load management. I think he was right the first time. Maybe you get hurt a little bit more if you're not playing all the time, if you're not in game shape.
Yeah, look, I mean, arguably this was Anthony Davis's best complete season with the Lakers. LeBron was still playing at a level of a top 10 guy in the NBA. There was no excuse for the Lakers to lose some of the games they did in the regular season. And you're right, Magic Johnson, I mean, the guy should be able to say absolutely anything he wants to say.
And the other guy who doesn't apologize for anything is Deion Sanders on social media right now, continues to double down. Deion being called childish by some, clapping back, and not a lot of college football coaches do this on Twitter. You had one guy complaining about Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is clapped back at a former Colorado player. And KB says, tell your son to stop acting like the coldest out here, then put up a 4-8 season. Coach Prime claps back, he'll be a top 5 pick. Where your son going? LOL, LOL, LOL. I got time today. LOL, LOL, LOL.
I don't think they put up 4. Weren't they 3-9?
I don't know, but I mean, Shedeur's got a shot at being a top 5 pick. Prime may not be wrong about this, but
I think Shedeur will be a top 5 pick.
But if he is not a top 5 pick, this will get thrown back up in his face a lot.
And then one of his former players who was at Austin Peay did a tweet. Somebody was clapping at him. It actually showed his stats, and Deion retweeted. It's been viewed at 18.2 million times. Last I checked it, it just said Lord Jesus above it.
Lord Jesus, there's a fire.
Yeah. Isn't that what your housekeeper's partner said when
she was Pinky was her name? She
got
was
shot 27 times?
Yeah, she was not happy.
Yeah.
She was behind us. She was losing it.
Yeah. The Mental Health Minute brought to you today by our friends at JohnsonRVCenter.com.
Yeah, such an important thing. And it was about this time last year where I shared a story with a lot of people about some of my anxiety. And we are going to be doing, so Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is coming up in June. We're going to be doing a series leading up until June. And then once we roll into June, we're going to have different podcasts. Dr. Brett McCabe, who you guys know well, sports psychologist around this area. He is going to be involved with it. Nick Johnston, one of our good friends. But mental health in America, according to a report, men appear to suffer with mental health issues like anxiety, depression, even substance abuse at rates similar to that of women, but less than half of men will seek treatment. The rate suggests that 1 in 10 will suffer, less than half will seek treatment. Talk to your doctor today about what depression and anxiety present look like and start the conversation. Very important. A lot of people reached out to me through DMs. I still have a lot of conversations with these guys. If you're suffering out there, you're not alone, and we're going to continue to work to get the message out for you guys.
All right. That today and throughout the month of May, something we'll be doing here. Quick NFL stuff to end the show today. One of them, Giants camp. Our buddy Daniel Jeremiah, part of the family up here who works with us throughout the NFL season, says Drew Lock, according to his sources, has a good shot at winning the number 1 quarterback job over Daniel Jones this year. His insiders believe they have Drew Lock there to win the job over Daniel Jones.
Then I wonder why I'm not drafting quarterback in this last draft.
Well, they wanted to. The reports were Malik Neighbors is a great pickup.
Oh, he's fantastic.
But they wanted to get out of that. They really, really wanted Drake May. And they had an opportunity. They could have taken Penix. They could have taken Bo Nix. But they felt like the only value were the top 3 quarterbacks. And if Drew Lock is your starting quarterback, it's going to be a long season. I heard somebody talking about if you see Tommy DeVito out there at any time with his gangster agent, it's going to be a really bad year for the Giants. I just don't have any expectation at all because of the quarterback position.
If Drew Lock's the starter, they're probably going to get a chance to draft quarterback very, very early in the next draft.
Maybe so. There is a chance that the Miami Dolphins could be the first major sports team owned by Saudi interest. There was a unnamed buyer who offered Stephen Ross $10 billion for the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium, and F1. He said no, though.
It's interesting, though. It makes you wonder, is there a price for Stephen Ross?
That's right.
And
this guy comes back and says $15 billion or $20 billion.
Yeah, because we've seen with the Saudis and Live, it's not necessarily about turning a profit for these guys. A lot of these are image buys and things like that. So I would be fine with it. I know it's Saudi money. I do not like Stephen Ross. So I would hope they would sell. The F1 piece is what's incredible. I mean, that is the value in that, to get an NFL franchise and stadium and a piece of F1. That's crazy.
And now, again, I don't know it's Saudi. I was just assuming that if there's people offering, it could be Saudi money if this price goes up. And you also have to be approved by the NFL.
That is correct.
And they tend to be very tight-knit on who they approve.
I don't think it would be a little hypocritical because you want to internationalize this and you want to take games to Spain and Germany and London and Mexico City, but then you wouldn't sell to a group like the Saudis. And this becomes a difficult question because a lot of people would frown upon that, but the money at stake and involved, I mean, a lot of people couldn't say no.
Yeah, $10 million.
That's a lot. $10 billion. We leave on one big note, though, with the protests going around on American campuses about what's going on in Israel and the war that's happening over there. Yesterday, one fraternity in Tuscaloosa went out to guard the American flag. And then interest grew. I don't know if Rockstar or Forrester have video support of this, but there was GoFundMe that already set up for these great young Americans at Alabama, this fraternity that's guarding the American flag on campus so nothing happens. Let's throw them a rager. Let's throw them and protect them and throw them a party. Up to $400,000 being raised, Reed told me in the commercial.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Now, I think that's North Carolina, not Tuscaloosa.
Oh, it was not at Alabama?
No,
I was told it was at Alabama.
There was a protest at Alabama, but those students are at North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And I bet Pi Kappa Phi is going to donate a lot of this to the military, but if they wanted to have a rager, you could rent out a yacht for a day with that.
$409,000 is quite the rager.
All right, so it's at North Carolina.
It is at North Carolina, yeah.
Okay, I appreciate them defending the American flag. We would need an SEC defense to go up there probably to make it a little stronger. I felt more comfortable that they would guard the flag with an SEC fraternity, but we'll trust it up there with our buddy Jeff Collins coaching those guys.
That's right. He's improved defense already, it appears.
All right, that's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget the Meltdown with Lunsford back in studio live today at 2 o'clock Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.